HR transformations are taking place and making people not only about how the concept is being conceptualized as far as the AI, machine learning, Internet of Things are concerned, but the way we work, the way we process, the way we analyze, everything is changed now. So, as a matter of fact, even if we see in our routine life, like we go and teach our students, so you must have seen, like over my, this is my 35th year of teaching, I have seen, so many years I have seen the kind of students who used to come to us and the way we used to teach them. There's so much of difference. This generation is born with a silver spoon in their hands, and they have everything, like on a click of a button, on a blink of an eye, they have their entire information on their screens. So, Chat GPT, then Perplexity. Yesterday, I attended a session in which you were all, familiarized, although you are already, but it was a session on AI. So, how it is, you can use it, and some practical insights were also given. So, considering everything, so now let me move on to the session objectives now, because that was a backdrop which I really wanted to give you, that because of the generational gaps, because of the augmenting and changing and dynamic technology which is all around us. So the environment is changing, the technology is changing, the way we work is changing. So we have to change our skill sets also. So you must have heard about 3H. We have head, that is, we are talking about the cognitive skills. We have heart, we have hand. So we are actually talking about the attitude when you talk about the heart, because you are emotional. Your emotions are attached with your attitude, and then we have hand, that is the skills. So head, hand, and heart, everything is also being re-strategized as far as the combination of all the 3H are concerned, because your success does not is mapped now by the education, but it is competency driven, it is map driven, it is future skills driven. So, as a matter of fact, everyone, all of us have to be, we are left with no option but to make ourselves familiar with the AI tools, understanding the impact of AI, because slowly and steadily, yesterday I was just talking about, publishing of my next book. So I spoke to the publisher. He said now, in just 10 minutes, when the book is in the market, so the students are extra smart. What they do is they make a PDFs and they share the PDFs in the class. So our market is going. AI is taking away our jobs. If you talk about engineers, the same thing is done, because AI can do loads and loads of work without getting into any kind of like we get tired. The AI does not get tired. The speed is so much. So we need to understand that in order to make it a servant, we need to master AI and make it as a enabler, not as a master. So this is what all people, whether it is HR or it is teachers, that we have to make this as a tool. We have to make it as an enabler. We have to make it as a helper. Like we have a domestic help, but the whole, house is steered by the head of the house. On the similar pretext, AI is, circulating everywhere. It is being deepened everywhere. So, but we have to use it as an enabler. Only then we will be able to get the success in the market. Otherwise, the day will come that AI will eat all the jobs. So we have to change ourselves. In fact, what I feel is that people who are going to win in the future will be the one who have mastered AI and used AI in their working to increase their space and to become more efficient. So keep this in mind, that they are not our masters, they are our servant. So definitely we have to identify that how AI is fundamentally reshaping the scenario of the HR, the skill requirements, what we have, the HR practices across the industries, what future skills we want to acquire, because the next generation, if you talk about in AI, we are now in an AI era. So we are left with no option but to learn it, but to internalize it and also to master it, because we are into a competency mapping, a skill mapping concept where the judgment we make about the competence of a person is on the basis of skills he has. Because if you understand a particular software and if a person does not understand a software, you can see the difference in their performance levels. Then, of course, we have as a matter of fact, when you talk about the new education policy also, so you can see that how the syllabi and the curriculum is all being integrated into the future skills and make the education more and more inclusive, more and more broad. So we will now be producing only graduates, and also there is a lot of what do you call emphasis on value added courses, skill added courses. SAC and WAC are very an ability enhancement. So all these are a part and the offshoots of AI and how it is impacting the HR. Because when you talk about the college teaching, when you talk about the school teaching, they are all in a sequence. What we teach a student in the school is the offshoot or the of the result of what we teach in the college, and what we teach in the college is again used for the industry mapping. So definitely the syllabus have become redundant. The skills which are required by the industry now, so they are actually very, very different. So being an NAC consultant and an NBA assessor, I go to various institutes and actually see how they are working. But there is a limitation for the central universities where everything is very limited in terms of infrastructure and introduction of new courses. But when you talk about the universities and the colleges which are autonomous, so they are doing way behind, and they are perfect as far as the memorandum of association is concerned. With the AI institutes, they do it, and they do it in the class, and the infrastructure is on the top. They everything is very, very smart. So what we can do is, when all these skills are also changing, what we want the HR to grasp, because HR is also going into a big transition. So the way we work, the way we recruit, the way we train, the way we collaborate. So there is an industry academia friendship. There is an academia, partnerships to enhance the student employability. Now, see, when you talk about the National Board of Accreditation, as I told you that I'm an assessor, and I have assessed more than now 25 institutions, and that assessment is done course on the basis of the courses what they do. So you will be amazed to know that they are so proactive in introducing AI based courses as far as their mapping skills are concerned, because it is like they have so many people from the industry in the board. We see the minutes of the board, that how they are augmenting AI, how many times the board of meeting happens, how many times they revise their curriculum, how many times they integrate the changing and the dynamic environment which is happening into the curriculum, so on and so forth. The second thing which I want to tell you is that when everything is being transformed, they are interlinked and intertwined. So that is why all these backdrop is very important to tell you in this session. Then, of course, if we are changing the way we are grasping the things, there has to be a change in the way we assess the things, because teaching and assessment go hand in hand. Now we have a Bloom's taxonomy when you talk about the assessment of the students. Like from a low order thinking, we move on to a high order thinking. So this is what is happening. We are absolutely refuting the rote learning. रट्टाफिकेशन को हम बिल्कुल मना कर रहे हैं. We are actually trying to develop the skills, the critical thinking, and the everything which is mapped by the competency level. So we are trying to raise the level of the students, and this is what we are doing with a lot of industry collaboration, with introduction of more courses and developing more strategies. So AI revolution in the Indian workplaces is the most critical part what we are seeing. The current state of AI adoption across the Indian industries, and of course it is affecting the number of jobs. Then we have educational transformation, which I already explained to you that there are so many educational institutions to bridge the gap, because after pandemic, I think it was a blessing in disguise that we are onto a Zoom platform, a Google platform, and that is why we gave a big push to the automation, digitization of the education. So there's an implementation road. There are critical areas of AI like cognitive, human, technical, what for which we actually want to train the next generation people. And of course, we have to make them industry ready. So when you talk about the industry readiness assessment, we actually have to prepare our students. So I'll just give an example. I am very close to my younger son, and I teach him. He's doing psychology from a foreign university. So my perspective is that one, he needs help, because there the education is very very different, and very at a very different paradigm. So as a matter of fact, he can do it, but I want to help him in getting the good grades. So what I do him with him is, whatever syllabus is shared with him, all the semester syllabus, how they assess, how they give, how they train, flip classroom sessions. And then there is a, like, they will just give a paragraph to them, and they will make them understand that what is the critical paragraph according to you in this in this paragraph. Then there is a heavy emphasis on the peer review. So why I'm telling you that these assessment tools are now carried forward to the HR also. So, it is not only the AI tool which is going to give assessment to you. It is your peer also which is going to give you the marks. And which peer has given you this marks will be not clear to you, because they are going to make it a secret thing. So, these kind of things and these kind of road mapping milestones and all these things were not even discussed earlier. So this entire session is all about how the revolution is taking place at the workplaces and so on and so forth. So this is a very important slide which I've shared now. This is the fourth industrial revolution, that India stands at the cusp of the fourth industrial revolution, characterized by a fusion of digital, physical, biological technologies. AI is at the heart of this transformation, creating both opportunities and challenges for the Indian workforce. So, the rapid change in the technological change, as I've mentioned before, with the Indian AI market expected to reach 7.8 lakh crores by 2025, that is by this year end, with a growth rate of 55.2%. So, that's a huge, like, this rate, you cannot even imagine that how the AI market is expected to grow. Look at the percentage, and that too, half of the year is gone, and after 6 months time we will have an annual growth of 55.2%. So as educators, understanding this revolution is very important. If we all understand the AI revolution and try to internalize AI into our core systems in teaching, in learning, in industry, in the production process, because everywhere the only thing which is common is now AI, right? Artificial intelligence. So we have to prepare, because it's a gateway. College is a gateway between the student and the employment market or a job market. So as a matter of fact, we have to prepare our students to enter that market, because you can see the projections, what we see on the screen is huge and which cannot be ignored at all. So, it is ubiquitous to all the sectors and all the job markets and all the job functions. We cannot isolate and say that AI is only for the production and AI is only for teaching. AI is for every function, and across all job functions, this is the only common thing. So the fourth industrial revolution represents not merely a change in the tool, but as a fundamental shift in how the humans, they interact with the technology and each other in the workplace. So you can see the kind of adoption rates, and the IT and ITES, the rate of adoption is very high, followed by banking, healthcare, manufacturing, retail, education, agriculture, and the government. So now moving forward, so how HR is transforming the functions. So this is a very, very important thing what I want to tell you here, because our main focus is that how HR is transforming and make the future generations ready. So number one is I will be also sharing my some lived experiences. Again, I will give you the example of my visit to Canada. My son's uh, flatmate was there, and he was preparing for an interview. He said, I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm preparing for the interview and I have to solve so many questions, and then I am followed by a face to face interview. I said, who's going to interview you? He said, AI will interview me. So, this was about 3 to 4 years back. After COVID, I went there. So I was amazed that on the screen, the AI person with a particular avatar was present on the screen, and he was asking. Sometimes the AI takes a figure of a male, and sometimes AI will take a figure of a female, and that too they ask the candidate that would you like to be interviewed by a female AI or a male AI avatar. So he said a male avatar. So I saw him giving the interview. So that cracking of the AI interview is the most difficult task. You know that when you put anything in the chat GPT, so the answers are uh, on a blink of an eye. The moment you put a question and put enter, it starts giving you the answers, but you have to very smartly put the prompts. The most beautiful prompts you put, the most beautiful answers you get. So you have to give a direction to your answers. So that's how, in the Western countries, the adoption rate is already very high. But yes, now if you talk about India, it has actually taken place. So now we have recruitment and selection, which is AI power based tools. So you put and upload a drive link, and there is, because now AI can be customized. You have your own chatbots, you have your own personal agents, you have your own personalized softwares which are GPT based. So there are certain parameters which you want to put that screen all those people who have at least 10 years of experience, and they know these skills very well. And if it is matched, they are automatically a list of selected and screened candidates. It's not selected, it's a screened candidates will appear, and you can download that. So earlier when the office automation was not done, so each and every so many people were sitting together, and they used to screen each and every CV when we were at the employment phase, when we used to apply for the job. So our CV was physically examined, and then all the proofs were examined bit by bit, and it used to take years together for the whole system to change, and to screen the candidates it used to take a lot of time. So AI has actually changed the way we recruit and the way we think fit the people who are going to be selected. So we have preliminary interviews. We need to do a screening of the resumes, then we have a AI interview, and after a candidate has done everything, so the recruitment is already done, and then we have the selection, and the selection is human centric. So since the person has crossed all these stages, so now this is the human part what is already there. So in the industry 5.0, it is human centric, which is given more value. So now, like if you want to have certain employees on board, so these intelligent system, personalized systems, personalized experiences, these services are there 24/7. So via chatbots you can talk to them anytime, you can get a support from them anytime. And now even when you shop, there are chatbots, you can interact with the AI is always present everywhere for all kind of works what is present there. And then of course we are talking about the performance management. Performance management is to actually judge how the people perform in the organizations. So this, we actually see the amount of production they do or amount of work they do, or probably the graded part is there. But if you see the systems now, there is a real-time feedback systems. It is actually giving you a live graph of that employee. So which is uh, I mean, again, people like us, for us, this kind of a change is a shock, which we are trying to absorb, trying to internalize, and trying to learn. Maybe the seniority and the pace, because of the seniority, because of our age, maybe the comprehension levels are a little laggard or little slow, but we are also trying to make trends our friends. So that as far as the performance management is concerned, earlier it was like पूरे साल में एक individual ने कितना काम किया, and that annual performance report was generated, and that too on the basis of the real work what he did. But it is now no more a backlog. It is done side by side. We have live charts, we have live reviews, we have sentiment analysis, we have predictive analysis. They are all the performance models, and the models are adopted as per the the availability of these softwares, the amount of money what they can spend on AI tools, so on and so forth. Then of course, employee onboarding, recruitment, selection, performance. So besides that, there is a learning and development. So you must have seen that now we are having so much emphasis on the personalized skill development, because maybe I'm good in analytics, but I'm not good in, say, some manufacturing process. I'm good in this, but I'm not good in this. So this AI tool, after my profiling, putting inputs of all work, what I've done, all roles I have performed, automatically the AI tool will give that, yes, for Namita, this is the gap area where she needs training. And these are the topics, these are the peculiar areas, these are those gap areas where the training is required. So then automatically the HR department, human resource development department, will devise some training modules for me because they find me valuable, and the only part what they feel is that she's not competent in this skill. So this is all called as personalized skill development paths. So they will first see where I am, where I should be. This is the gap, this is the skill, this is the training, and then finally I'm skilled. So this is done everywhere now. So with the help of Power BI tools, with the help of AI tools, we actually do the analysis and the path where the employee wants to go, and this is how the transformation is taking place. Then of course we have employee engagement, that is the sentiment analysis and the predictive attrition models, which identify the disengagement before it leads to turnover. So let me tell you now, they have certain boardrooms, AI boardrooms, in which when the meeting is taking place. So when the meeting is taking place, maybe 10 of us are there in the meeting. So I will be floating a question, maybe a discussion. The other will answer it. The third person will also answer it. Certain people are quiet. Certain people are not interested at all in what is being discussed in the class unless and until their name is called for. So this is what we also see in the classrooms, कि बच्चे बहुत ज्यादा एंगेज्ड होते हैं, कई बिल्कुल नहीं बोलते, कई बहुत प्रोएक्टिवली बोलते हैं. तो आपको पता चल जाता है कि कौन पढ़ने में इंटरेस्टेड है और कौन पढ़ने में इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है. जो पढ़ने में इंटरेस्टेड नहीं होता, वो उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी होती है कि वो फेल हो जाएगा, और प्रोबेबली उसके साथ आपको एक एडिशनल सेशन देना पड़ेगा, या आपको उसको समझाना पड़ेगा, या काउंसलिंग करनी पड़ेगी ऑन द सिमिलर प्रिटेक्स्ट व्हेन द मीटिंग्स आर गोइंग ऑन. So you come to know that yes, there is a zeal in this employee and he actually wants to take the organization forward. So when that particular employee is identified and the person who's not interested, so what does the AI do? It captures the emotions of the face, the tone of the talking, the way we talk, the way we speak, the way we engage, the way we discuss our arguments. So they on a particular platform, all these, there is a synthesis of everything. एंड दे कम टू नो कि आज से 3 महीने के बाद ये जॉब छोड़ देगा, ये जॉब चेंज करने के पर्सपेक्टिव पे है। उसका कोई ना कोई आर्ग्यूमेंट, उसका कोई ना कोई डिस्कशन, उसका फेस का एक्सप्रेशन, उसकी बोलने की टोन, ये सारी चीजों को कंबाइन किया जाता है। एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स you will understand, yes, this is the engagement of an employee and probably he leaves that organization. So this is, this we could not even think about it. So look at the kind of transformation which is taking place in AI, and also the corresponding HR functions, and also the corresponding education system, the educational curriculum, so on and so forth. So there is a chain, and they work in synchronization. All the functions, whether it is school, college, employment, HR, functions, AI, everything is weaved in one necklace. So now coming on to the next function called strategic workforce planning. Now AI gives you everything. AI does everything. So the kind of recruitment or manpower planning, what we used to do manually, that this is the job profile, used to do the job analysis, and this is the number of the people required, and this is their what they have to do, and so on and so forth. Now all these things are done by artificial intelligence tool. So they will mind the gaps, they will identify the skills, they will identify the hiring strategies. In fact, they're going to reskill everything. They have to reskill the hiring strategy, reskill the people, or maybe some recommendations about their future planning, that yes, if you want Mr. X to be a part of your organization, he needs a replanning. So now moving on to an example by TCS, that is Tata Consultancy Services. The TCS, which is the India's largest IT service company, has implemented one of the country's most comprehensive AI-driven HR transformations. So they do AI recruitment. The hiring time is reduced. You can see just I have given the statistics here. 30% hiring time is reduced. Then they are having 25% improved quality people through AI screening and video interview analysis. जब आपने इंटरव्यू आप दे रहे हैं, तो आप इंटरव्यू में पहले तो बाइटिंग योर नेल्स और बहुत उसके एक्सप्रेशंस को रीड किया जाता था। अब आपको कुछ भी नहीं करना, यू आर ऑन टू अ प्लेटफॉर्म, द AI tool will do everything, and on the basis of that, bit by bit, he will be given marks, and finally the final most ethical, most I would say the correct result without human intervention, you will have that this particular man is most important and critical for your organization, and you must employ him. So you can see here that Tata Consultancy Services and their AI driven transformations have given a lot of emphasis, and there is a digital learning ecosystem. All the people in TCS, they are supposed to undergo the current skills, revise their skills, improve their future roles. So they all have to go through that gap analysis, and it is done for each and every employee. The gap analysis is done, then the skills are imparted through the form of training and development, and they do the work planning accordingly. So AI algorithm will predict the people we need, the skills we need, what should be our hiring strategies. Everything is being dictated by AI tool. But what I want to add here is that whatever is predicted and given by AI tools, it is all data driven, it is all computer driven, it is all automated. But yes, we cannot undermine the value of the humans. Ultimately, if you see the answers which the chat GPT gives you, or any AI tools gives you, if you see the last line, it says chat GPT can make mistakes. Please revise it and do it in your particular perspective. So the same application applies here also. Whether it is Tata Consultancy or Reliance or any company for that matter, who's using HR through AI, but they must verify it, re-verify it with the human-centric aspects also, because that is one aspect which cannot be that human-centric analysis is not possible by any AI tool for that matter. Maybe in the future it will be, but yes, presently the capabilities of AI is also very, very limited for that matter. So now coming on to job displacements versus job creation. So this is a big question mark, and everyone is talking about we are losing job, there are no jobs. So what I want to tell you here is that the job market is there, but displacements are there because you are not reskilled, or maybe you're not adopting the kind of skills what is required in the industry. Everything is dynamic, everything is changing, job is also being created. But have you ever thought that why are you being displaced, why are you being, fired? So what I can contemplate is that you are displaced, or you are uh, not hired, or for that matter you are not, or you are facing the failures as far as the employment part is concerned. The only reason what I feel and I want to tell you is that you are not skilled according to the requirements of the job. So we have to see this trend, that because of the coming of the AI, machine learning, Internet of Things, etc., etc., the kind of the job market is changing. So when the job market is changing, the only thing as a job seeker is required is that you have to reskill yourself, you have to re-strategize, you have to learn AI, you have to learn automation, you have to, like for example, uh, data entry operators, 85% of the task is automable. So maybe now you become a step higher, you become a data scientist and an analyst. You become a AI trainers, you become AI recruiters. You are getting into a robotic trainers, you are becoming a robotist uh, managers or coordinators. So the kind of the issues what I feel is here, that the amount of jobs, the number of jobs are definitely on a downside. But what you can take the mileage, you can take the mileage of upskilling yourself and adopting to the trend what is there in the market, reskill yourself, upskill yourself, learn more and more of capabilities. Your competencies should be the spectrum of your competencies should be broad and broad. And of course, you can become an AI specialist. So definitely, then you will be able to. But yes, you always have to be on the toes. You always have to see that your organizations, your it should not be seeing a failure, and you should not be doing certain things which are actually going away from the current sources. So now basically what you have to feel is that the new opportunities are coming, the new job creations are there, and the AI trainers and specialists, and you can see on the screens that the jobs which are at risk is on the left side, and on the right side, what is the new opportunity coming? So McKinsey estimates that AI will create more 4.5 million new jobs in India by 2030, and many requiring the skills not currently emphasized in the traditional education. And that is why, because of the entire system of AI, it has become a buzzword, it has become a revolution. It is the era in which we are living. So we have to adjust, we have to rectify, we have to skill, we have to reskill, we have to re-strategize and do, and incorporate what is needed by the industry. So now the new division of labor is there, like AI collaborations. Like the future workforce will be characterized not by the humans competing against AI, but an effective AI, human AI collaborations. This partnership will leverage the complementary strengths of both humans and AI together. So there has to be an effective collaboration. Like very, very clearly, there are on one side, we are humans, on the other side, there is an AI. So if there is a strong partnership between the two, that is the humans and the AI collaboration, I think slowly and steadily we are actually not competing with each other. We are complementing each other in terms of what humans have, AI does not have. What AI has, the human does not have. So let's collaborate. So this partnership will go a long way and will give a competitive strength to the humans also and to the AI also. What are the AI strengths? That we are able to process the work very quickly. We are able to understand the patterns, the changes, the rapid calculations. In just seconds, it is able to, process so many things. And there is no time limit. There's no concept of time. AI is available 24/7. Now, there are certain collaborative zones which can prove to be very, very effective. Like we have to take certain decisions, which are, decision support systems, augmented creativity, information filtering, risk assessment, process optimization. So these are the areas where the AI and humans can collaborate. So human strengths are that, like we have emotional intelligence, we have ethical judgment, we have creative problem solving skill, we have contextual understanding, and we have interpersonal relationships. If you talk about these human strengths, they are not there with the AI. So let's get together for the future generation 21st century challenges ready. So if we are not going to do this, of course, the AI is going to take our jobs. But yes, if we collaborate and keep ourselves a step ahead and take this as an enabler, then of course the future is yours. But you have to change the scenario, the skilling pattern, and AI will help you. So take it as a helper. So even the educational institutions are, working on the partnerships of AI and human collaboration a lot. Substantially, they are changing the way they teach, the way they assess their students, because each one of like when you talk about the humans or AI, they have their own capabilities for that matter. And both the capabilities and the limitations, we know distinctively that this is the ability of a human and this is the ability of the machines. So if you are going to distinctively work on the strengths and make the system more strengthened and more automated, I think sky's the limit. So then we have certain critical skills of the AI era, like the skills which is demanded by the employer in the present context, also shows a very, drastic shift. Like, for example, we have to have more of technical skills. Data literacy is very important, and it is a fundamental language now. लाइक अगर आपको थोड़ा सा भी इंडस्ट्री में रहना है, सस्टेन करना है, तो आपको टेक्निकल स्किल्स आने चाहिए, आपको ह्यूमन स्किल्स तो आने ही चाहिए, बिकॉज दे आर वेरी हार्डर टू ऑटोमेट. मतलब लाइक द वे वी स्माइल, द वे वी वर्क, द वे वी comprehend things, the way we contemplate, the pace, everything, we have certain things which simply cannot be substituted by AI. So understand them and have a mastery on your technical part, on your human skills part, and your learning agility. Agility means that there is a disruption in the learning patterns. Like it is emerging like anything. Again, today we see something, tomorrow we see something. We talk about AI, some or the other person who's actually a seeker of AI education will tell you something more. So you become overwhelmed. So there's a circle going on. So in a span of, say, like uh, 2 years, 2 days, 2 months, 2 hours, I think now AI is going to evolve in minutes. So the day is not far. So that drastic change. So you need to have some adaptive skill sets that you are able to welcome the evolving education and the evolving landscapes. As far as the data literacy is concerned, AI awareness is concerned, digital collaboration, technology adaptation, cybersecurity, computational thinking. So these skills are of prime importance. So these technical skills must be integrated across disciplines, not just taught in computer science or technical courses. They are taught in the arts, humanities, social science, and will need the capacity to thrive in an AI transformed economy. Now, coming on to the human skills. So, as you feel that you're a human, you are having those novel ideas, unexpected connections, developing innovation solutions, complex solutions, working individually, working in a group. Definitely, when you work in a group is your strength. So that creative thinking is definitely it's a human domain. And of course, the emotional intelligence, that is understanding your own self, your own emotions, also understanding the emotions of the others. So you have that empathetic view, and of course the critical thinking, that is analyzing the information in a very objective way, effective way, and forming the reasoned judgment. Of course, we have some complex communication and ethical judgment, so they are all a part of the human skills, which will give you, if you are competent enough, it is going to definitely give you a competitive advantage over the others. Then we have industry specific future skills. Like, for example, in the healthcare industry, if you talk about, there are certain core skills which are across the sector. Like in healthcare, we have medical AI systems operations, healthcare data analytics, human centered care design, telemedicine coordination, ethical implementation of health AI. Then this is healthcare. Now, if you see, you need not be admitted in a hospital if you are into a care or of the observation. That earlier, for the observation of what is your heart rate, what is your blood pressure, so on and so forth. So now, with the help of computer, with the help of your AI, sitting at home, you can get the best medical service connected with the AI, and automatically everything will be monitored. Now we have the wearable AI also. You just need to wear it, and the things will be done. So, isn't it a magic? But yes, you need to upskill yourself as far as the specific future skills are concerned across the sectors. If we talk about the banking and finance, we have AI risk assessment, algorithm trading, fintech integration, financial data security, personalized financial advising. So these skills, if you learn, you have a future which is very, very bright. Similarly, we have retail and manufacturing. In manufacturing, you have smart factory management, human robotic collaboration, predictive maintenance, digital supply, chain optimization. It is also going to, if you talk about, I was just in the last class, I was explaining my students that if you talk about demand and supply, so if the product is pushed in the market, so I teach marketing also. So when the product is pushed in the market and it is penetrated pan India, so it is going to, AI is going to give you that where the product is doing very well, because every demand and supply is connected through AI. For what reasons people are not buying? What can be the possible predictive tools to promote the tool as far as the sales increasing is concerned, so on and so forth. So everything is done by AI, provided you learn these skills. Then on the retail sector, you can predict customer analytics. You can have omni-channel experience design. Omni-channel experience design is that when a person logs in on a Reliance web store, so if you enter a physical store, a web store, a small store, a digital, you know, big bulletin boards, the digital boards which are there on the roads, everywhere the person or a customer will have the same experience. That's a omni-channel experience. So that's a virtual and augmented shopping, personalized service delivery. You can customize your shoes, you can customize your purses, you can customize, I like this color but I don't like this buckle, so you can change the buckle. If I like this shoe but I want the shoe to be white from the front and black from the back side, you can do that. So hyper personalization is possible as far as the skill gaps are concerned, specific future skills are concerned, and it is going to make a difference. Now there are certain important transitions which are also taking place. We have certain meta skills, that is learning how to learn. Learning agility, cognitive flexibility, and the growth mindset are very important points to be discussed. So I will explain this. In the changing technological landscape, the ability to continuously acquire the new skills are becoming paramount. As I tell you, that on a blink of an eye, everything is changing. Today, this is there, tomorrow, that is there. So you need to quickly grasp the new things. You need to quickly experiment the new approaches. You need to self direct your learning. You must have seen there is a concept of MOOCs now, and like UGC has allowed and AICT has allowed certain percentage of the courses to be run under the Swayam. The Swayam platform is a platform of Ministry of Education Ministry, and the students are given an opportunity to log in and learn on a self-paced mode, connect themselves through their institutions where they are enrolled, do certain courses online. And they should have one account called Academic Bank of Credits. So whatever they will learn, like you deposit the cash, your priori learning will be deposited in your ABC account through your institution. And now, uh, even the institutional role is going to be undermined, because University Grant Commission on and maybe the new ministry which is coming up, all the verticals are being changed now. Shortly, they will be announced and implemented. So everything will be issued by the ministry, and people have the what do you call, the option of doing it online, and after earning the certain number of credits, the degrees will be allotted to them. So it is going to be that important for the, because the economy, Indian economy, global economy, everyone is changing so fast. So for particular skills, you cannot have a particular course. So what they do is, in the MOOCs, we have certain skill oriented courses, and for your institutions also, you can set up your own courses where the students can learn on the flexible mode, on the self-paced course, the cross-disciplinary, the mental model, holding contradictory adaptive learning. So what we need to understand is that, don't take these all things as a burden, take it as a progressive mindset, because people grow not in their comfort zone, but in a zone which is flexible, which is persisting. So they see, they want to master uh, the path, and path will be mastered only when you take it positively, not taking it negatively कि अब हमें ये भी करना है, अब हमें ये भी करना है. You have to find the inspiration, you have to find the motivation level, because that AI literacy framework is very, very important for all of us to know the basic understanding of AI, the future orientation, the practical application, the critical evaluation, and also the ethical consideration. Now, since we are on a big data analytics, there is a lot of issue and talked about issue of intellectual property rights and the ethical considerations. So the understanding of this ethical implications of AI, including the privacy concerns, fairness issues, potential society impacts, they are catching the controversy. आप ये देखिए कि आप म्यूजिक बना सकते हैं, इमेजेस बना सकते हैं, स्टोरी बना सकते हैं, केस स्टडी बना सकते हैं. हो सकता है वही वाला केस स्टडी किसी और का हो और उस पे उसके पास कॉपीराइट हो, बट क्योंकि इसके अंदर आजकल टूल्स हैं कि चैट जीपीटी से जनरेट करो और उसके बाद ह्यूमनाइज कर दो, तो वो किसी भी प्लेजरिज्म टूल में नहीं आता. But what about the persons who have developed it? Isn't it a problem for them, because they are losing the copyright on them, because no software can detect, because there are so many tools which are available to humanize that. So all these things are, once we have a positive side, we have a dark side also. So but dark side has to be addressed properly, and I think it is like done now, and everything is evolving now. So When you talk about, taking all this into consideration, there is a skill gap analysis. Like, we have a current education and we have the future needs. So as far as the technical part is concerned, data literacy is concerned, critical thinking, creativity, human AI collaboration, ethical AI and adaptive learning. तो आपका आज का क्या लेवल है और आपको फ्यूचर की क्या नीड है, तो आपको करंट एजुकेशन सिस्टम में चेंजेस लेके आने पड़ेंगे टू map your future needs. So this is how it is to be taken into consideration. So there is an educational transformation also, as I told you, that जो हमारी पहले एजुकेशन थी वो रोट लर्निंग पे थी, बहुत स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड कंटेंट होता था, बड़ा इट वाज अ सीलोड डिसिप्लिन, ये सिर्फ साइंस है, ये सिर्फ कॉमर्स है, ये सिर्फ आर्ट्स है, बट अब वो सीलोज खत्म हो गए हैं, दोज बाउंड्रीज आर नो मोर देयर, and we don't have a fixed curriculum. We have an adaptive learning path, focus on application, interpersonal approach, interdisciplinary approach, personalized, hyper personalized experiences, and teacher is also facilitator. Teacher is not a considered as a person who's just giving you the information तो आजकल सब जगह पे है, बट एक टीचर को एक फैसिलिटेटर की पोजीशन दी गई है. सो वी हैव टू री इमेज the education in the area of AI. So we need to design our curriculum integrated models. So that's how we are talking about psychology and science together, psychology and mathematics together, psychology and environment together. We have maths and environment, we have social studies and environment, we have economics and environment, we have all integrated models together. So we are not having any dedicated discipline now. Everything is on the basis of interdisciplinary approach, and the way we teach is also hybrid. We are combining the foundational courses, cross-disciplinary integration, and its experiential and application part. This is the beautiful thing what has ever happened because of the new education policy. Like, we have, we used to have a very siloed disciplines which are no more there. So now we have a philosophy course in which you have to learn the AI ethics and sustainability. So sustainability is added to every course. AI is added to every course. So there is an interdisciplinary future population and the future students and the future workforce what we need now. And that is how we have to change everything. So we also need to adopt, because as I told you that everything is interconnected and interwoven. So we need to have certain innovative pedagogical approaches like problem-based learning. Students will tackle a particular problem, open-ended questions, जहाँ पे उनके अपनी lived experiences के हिसाब से वो आंसर देंगे. फ्लिप क्लासरूम्स में होता है कि आपको पहले से वीडियोस, रीडिंग्स और स्टडी मटेरियल दे देते हैं, क्लास में उसको डिस्कस करते हैं. दैट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल अप्रोच एंड आई एक्चुअली फॉलो इट. देन देयर इज अ पीयर टीचिंग कि एक बच्चा दूसरे बच्चे को पढ़ा रहा है, सो देयर इज अ डीप लर्निंग इन दैट केस आल्सो. सो यू मेक द ग्रुप्स इन विच वन peer will teach to another, another peer will teach to another. तो ये जो जब आप टीचिंग करते हैं तो आपके कॉन्सेप्ट्स भी और बहुत डीप हो जाते हैं, एंड यू ट्राई एंड अंडरस्टैंड दैट वी डेवलप the communication skills, because a teacher is not teaching a student is teaching a student. So both the students have to teach each other, or probably some XY will teach Z, or maybe some groupism is there, or maybe some mechanism they develop. By the end of that, what is the beauty? The students, there's a reverse mentoring. The students are becoming the teacher. 1. 2, they will learn to communicate better way. 3, they will research that what needs to be explained to the peer. Maybe a common topic is given कि आप इस पे questions बनाओ, इसके quiz बनाओ, आप अपने peer को पढ़ाओ, उसकी assessment भी करो, तो उनको assessment करना भी आ जाएगा, बोलना भी आ जाएगा, present करना भी आ जाएगा, presentation skills, problem solving skills, communication skills. So project भी उनका हो जाएगा, group discussion भी हो जाएगा. So they learn so many skills. I think we were doing it in the yesteryears. but it's an old product in a new bottle in a new way, which is much better than the previous one, because they have taken a lot of time to come on to the nuances of implementation of the new education policies. So now, uh, through different gaming softwares, we are able to communicate better way, and there are simulations as if you are, doing it on your own. So all these things have actually gone a sea change, and people are actually moving on to a very important part. So you have to understand this, that the concept of HR, the workforce, and their preparation and their aspects have actually, they are into a very different zone now. And we are also into a service learning where the academic learning integrated with the community service, creating authentic context for the skill application. So that means what? कि हम applications तो सिखा रहे हैं, हम स्किल्स तो सिखा रहे हैं, पर साथ साथ उसका एप्लीकेशन भी सिखा रहे हैं. सो दैट्स द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. पहले क्या था, देयर वाज एम्फेसिस ऑन द थियोरी ओनली, और जब बच्चा एक्चुअली जॉब मार्केट में जाता था तो बहुत ह्यूज गैप था, तो इंडस्ट्री वालों को खुद से ट्रेनिंग देनी पड़ती थी. बट नाउ अंडर दिस फ्रेमवर्क ऑफ ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव टेक्नोलॉजी, ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव एआई, explainable AI, unexplainable AI, HR transformation, educational transformation, things have become very, very different. So, like, there is an AICTE model, curriculum performance, like you have a foundational AI, then domain specific AI application, ethical AI module is there, experimental AI module is there, industry collaboration is there, faculty development is there. So, they are doing so much of good jobs as far as the AICT education is concerned. This is a comprehensive model what they have introduced nationwide. So now integrating AI as a learning tool, we have personalized learning, intelligent tutoring, collaborative filtering, automated feedback, learning analytics, and content creation. So अगर आज की डेट में अगर मैं आपको बोलती हूँ कि आप ये इस मॉड्यूल को डेवलप कर दो, आपको 5 मिनट लगेंगे, आपने कंटेंट डेवलप कर लिया. बट उसके बाद उसको ऑटोमेट करना है, उसके अंदर इमोशंस डालने हैं, उसको उसका स्टूडेंट्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से उसको एनालाइज करना है, उसके अंदर आपको सपोर्ट सिस्टम्स डालने हैं, उसके अंदर आपको लाइव एग्जाम्पल्स डालने हैं. तो अब आपका क्या है कि पर्सनलाइज्ड और इस ये सारी चीजों का कॉन्सेप्ट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो गया है. सो बाय एक्सपीरियंसिंग दिस एआई एज अ पार्टनर, एआई एज अ कोलैबोरेटर, सो take it as a human AI collaboration, which is the best collaboration which can ever happen. It is not only going to increase the competency level of the educators, like they will understand what the AI literacy is, what is the digital pedagogies, what is the future skills, assessment, innovation, interdisciplinary collaboration, industry connection. So we also need to implement certain faculty development strategies, like we have to undertake certain workshops and industry sabbaticals, that is time spent in AI implemented organizations to understand the applications. So we have communities of practice, that is peer learning grouping of online professional development, micro credentials, action, and expert partnership. So we need to give our students the best, and there has to be a paradigm shift from traditional assessment to a future ready assessment in terms of focus on capacity building, diverse authentic formats, individual and collaborative, complex and ambiguous, multiple valid approaches. Continuous development feedback should be given a lot of importance. So टेक्निकल प्रोफिशिएंसी, एडेप्टिव कैपेसिटी का क्या मतलब है कि आपको एक एजिलिटी और रिजिलियंस दिखानी है, क्योंकि इतनी जल्दी चीजें चेंज हो रही हैं. अगर आपने इसमें अपनी रिजिलियंस या पेशेंस और इसके अंदर इसको वेलकम नहीं किया, देन योर फ्यूचर इज नॉट देयर. फ्यूचर आपका तब होगा जब आपको एक ऐसा माइंडसेट रखना पड़ेगा कि यस, वी हैव टू हैव इंडस्ट्री रेडीनेस असेसमेंट फ्रेमवर्क रेडी विद अस. टेक्निकल चीजों को भी आपको सीखना पड़ेगा, एडेप्टिव कैपेसिटी भी बढ़ानी पड़ेगी, कॉग्निटिव कैपेबिलिटीज लाइक एनालिटिकल थिंकिंग, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग, क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग, केस बेस्ड लर्निंग, ये सब भी की आपने क्या डिराइव किया, how you have increased your knowledge. Then of course the human AI collaboration, social intelligence, all these things will matter a lot. So IRAF, that is Industry Readiness Assessment Framework, is also very, very important. Like we have educational framework, we have industry readiness assessment framework also, which will give you a cross assessment comparison and emphasizes more on the performance, authentic performance and standardized testing rather than, you know, uh, a vague assessment. So this is also very, very important. So you can see here industry authentic projects, work integrated assessment, complex simulations, digital portfolios. तो ये सब जैसे आपका ये हेल्थ का एक सिमुलेशन है, इसमें कोई पेशेंट नहीं है बट आपको एक एआई के थ्रू बताया जा रहा है कि इसके साथ ऐसा हो रहा है, इसका पल्स रेट इतना फॉल कर रहा है, ये इसकी प्रॉब्लम है, अब इसका डायग्नोस्टिक क्या होगा, ही सफरिंग, इसके ये सिम्टम्स आ रहे हैं. So with the help of AI and all this, you'll be able to understand the simulations. Similarly for the portfolio, similarly for the assessment tools. So we need to co-design our assessments with the industry, certify them and work integrated assessment. So this is the implementation roadway that you need to be very strategic in terms of assessment. आपको leadership alignment करनी पड़ेगी जो इन सारी चीजों को देख पाए, कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग करनी पड़ेगी, अपस्किल करना पड़ेगा, करिकुलम को रीडिजाइन करना पड़ेगा, इंडस्ट्रीज के साथ पार्टनरशिप, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर वैसा होना चाहिए और कंटिन्यूसली आपको इसको इवैल्यूएट करना है दैट वेदर यू आर एबल टू डू इट और नॉट. So this is like resources are required, personality development is required, technology infrastructure is required. So I know you face a lot of challenge कि faculty भी इतना नहीं करना चाहती है because faculty has a lot of other roles to play. उनकी resistance होती है कि हम बार बार नया क्यों करें, स्ट्रक्चर के बैरियर्स हैं, टेक्नोलॉजी बार बार इवॉल्व हो रही है, रिसोर्सेज आपके पास नहीं है, बट फिर भी हमें इसके बीच में काम करना है, अपने आउटकम्स को भी बेटर करना है, इम्पैक्ट को भी बेटर करना है और इम्प्लीमेंटेशन भी अच्छी करनी है, सो दैट वी आर able to measure our transformation success from stage 1 to stage 2. So we need to build a very good strategic industry partnerships, understand Skill India, Startup India, Digital India, NEP, and see how the change strategies can be implemented and how we can become a lifelong learners. So these are the takeaways that you need to transform your workforce. You actually have to give them some future focus. There has to be some pedagogical innovations. You need to re-image your assessment and also the industry integration. So these are the immediate actions what you have to take, and this is how you're going to uh, move forward along with the transformations and make this world a beautiful world in which we adapt the changes, we transform the workforce, we transform the education, and of course we are ready for the the future. Otherwise we'll not be ready. So these are the imperatives, and these are the compulsory transformations which have to be internalized and implemented by people at large. So that was all from my side. Now we have last 10 minutes, which I open for the questions if you have. I ask the organizers to please open the dais for the questions.
Dear participants, the forum is open for the questions. You can unmute yourself and write. Ma'am, we have a question from Professor Dr. S. Ramachandran. He is asking, in what ways can AI-enabled HR systems help in predicting attrition and improving employee satisfaction?
Just a minute. Can you just repeat it? You were too quick.
Ma'am, you can also see the
Okay,
messages of
there is a tab in Q&A.
Yes, ma'am, you can open the chats, which is
Yeah.
right parallel to the participants,
Okay, just a
and
minute.
you can see the queries of the participants, whatever they are asking, you can
Okay, I will
see and
just.
you can revert.
Okay. Just a minute. I can just see good evenings and good evening, everyone.
Ma'am, you can scroll down and there are some messages. And as it is a group chat, everybody can see the queries students are asking.
Can't actually see.
Ma'am, have you opened the chats?
Yeah, I have opened the chat. which is next to
Now,
participant link, right?
yes, yes, yes. Now there are some messages popping up.
Ma'am, one question is received at 7:21.
7:21. Just a minute. 8 minutes. Maybe my internet is slow. Just a minute. Give me 1 second.
Ma'am, if you can't, we just can repeat the questions. No
No,
worries.
I'll just do it. Wait. So what I can see here is the question is in what ways can AI enabled HR system help in predicting attrition and improving the employee satisfaction?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So basically, when you talk about this automated HR system, so actually it is having a data insight. Data driven insights are there because the HR system, when you talk about the automated part, everything is automated. They have a very high level, uh, you know, softwares which are installed as per their needs. So they can predict the attrition because AI analyzes the past employee data, like what was the attendance, what was the performance trends, the feedback, engagement surveys, to detect the early warning signs of the possible resignations, followed by their patterns. Like AI can also, forecast the turnover probabilities, helping HR take a preventive action like career discussion, वर्कलोड एडजस्टमेंट्स, लाइक जैसे आपको डिस्कशन में पता लग जाता है ना कि यहाँ पे काम बहुत ज्यादा है, हम अपना वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस नहीं बना पा रहे हैं, एंड ऑल दैट. सो आफ्टर assimilating all the information, they can always मतलब पहले से ही वो एक्शन ले लेंगे so that the attrition rate is saved. You understand? Like I'm talking to somebody that I would like to change this organization because I am getting Saturday Sunday off in some other organization and my salary is 20% up. So हो सकता है वो किसी ने सुन लिया हो, या मे बी वी आर इनटू अ वेरी कंट्रोल्ड सेटअप वेयर आवर एवरी मूवमेंट इज वॉच्ड. क्या हम इंटरनेट पे कर रहे हैं, कैसे कर रहे हैं, तो उसके वो सारी चीजें एनालाइज करता है. आपकी फेस की रीडिंग होती है, आप क्या बोल रहे हो, आपकी लिप मूवमेंट भी रीड होती है. तो इतना ज्यादा हम लोग कंट्रोल्ड एनवायरनमेंट में है कि वो हो सकता है मेरे वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस को सुना हो उन्होंने, तो वो पहले से ही करियर प्लानिंग में बोल देंगे कि हम आपको शायद सैटरडे संडे छुट्टी कर दें, और हो सकता है आपका सैलरी इंक्रीज हो जाए, बिकॉज समटाइम्स द एम्प्लॉयज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड यू डोंट वांट टू लूज देम. So probably the organization will always take care of such employees. They will do a sentiment analysis, understand the employee emotions, ensuring a very timely intervention before the dissatisfaction escalates. तो वो dissatisfaction को escalate नहीं होने देते, वहीं पे ही वो stop कर देते हैं. This is how they save the attrition rates. I hope I'm able to answer that. Yes, what is the next question?
Ma'am, the very next question after
This is
this.
for like MBA students वाला question है जो.
Ma'am, formative and summative assessment methods.
ये कहाँ पे है?
मैम जो आपने भी मैसेज क्वेश्चन पढ़ा उसका नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ही है बाय डॉक्टर सुभा.
Let me just call up. New messages में तो आ रहा है मैम. It was a wonderful session.
मैम इट्स अ वंडरफुल सेशन. उसके बाद could you share the assessment methods?
Okay, just a minute. Let me understand the question. It is about you have implemented in your ma'am, it was a wonderful session. Could you share the assessment methods, formative and summative, you have
Yes, ma'am.
implemented in your institution other than quiz, case study, and normal descriptive test? Are you using any other new assessment methods? Yes, I am actually specializing in the new teaching methods. As I told you that I am in touch with the syllabus of many foreign universities. I try and uh, adapt those pathways, that how they are moving, how they are trying to improve the quality of the students, their intelligence, and so on and so forth. So definitely some simulation exercises, some role plays I give them. So so that they understand, this is what is called as a work scenario exercises. So work scenario exercises will give a actual stimulus to them. Like for example, the students take the role of the managers, employees, HR executives in a stimulated workplace scenarios, which will help them in taking good decisions, negotiation, conflict resolution, and the leadership skills. So the the things which I implement is that I give due importance to peer teaching. This is what I do in the class, right? And formative assessment is like side by side we do it, and summative assessment is done at the end. That's a capstone project. This is what I do it in the I teach entrepreneurship and venture planning. So I gave them a template that right from searching of the ideas, like you are discussing with your students, they had a photography also. तो मैंने उनसे एक बहुत बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट बनवाया था कि जैसे अब मैंने आपसे आज बात की है, तो आप सबसे पहली पिक्चर आप मेरी और अपनी बताओगे कि जब मैम ने हमें प्रोजेक्ट का बताया था। उसके बाद आप लाइब्रेरी में बैठे हैं, पार्क में बैठे हैं, कहाँ से आपने ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग करी, कैसे आपको आइडियाज आए, यू वेंट टू द मार्केट, यू वेंट टू द मॉल, यू वेंट टू द कैंटीन, क्योंकि आइडियाज कहीं पे भी आ सकते हैं। डेफिनेटली देयर हैज बीन अ गुड रिसर्च ऑन दिस कि आइडियाज वहां पे आते हैं जो आपकी वर्क प्लेस से दूर होता है। सो देन यू हैव टू डू अ मार्केट रिसर्च, दैट सिमिलर कंपटीशन के जो प्रोडक्ट्स हैं वो क्या हैं, आपका प्रोडक्ट कैसे उनसे बेटर होगा। अगर मतलब आप उसको मार्केट में लॉन्च करेंगे तो किस प्रोडक्शन लेवल पे करेंगे, किस सेगमेंट के लिए करेंगे। सो दे डिड सो वेल, यू कैन नॉट इवन इमेजिन। सो केस बेस्ड पैनल डिस्कशंस आप करा सकते हो, बिकॉज दे विल ऑल्सो एनहांस देयर व्यू पॉइंट एंड देन दे कैन यूज इट। टेक enabled assessments भी हो सकती हैं, like with the form of games, like we have Kahoot, and you can ask your institution to buy certain gaming softwares for the assessment. And then industry के साथ आप इंडस्ट्री के साथ अपने स्टूडेंट्स को लिंक कर सकते हो कि लाइव प्रोजेक्ट्स करेंगे, and then they will do the assessment and you will also do the assessment. Their perspective is industry perspective and your perspective is education perspective. So इतनी सारी अप्रोचेस हैं, एक्सपीरियंशियल है, टेक्निकल ड्रिवन है, और इमोशनल है। सो anything, I have a number of them. You can DM me and I will give you a specific thing. So this is my number which I'm putting in the chat. आपको कोई भी किसी भी एरिया से रिलेटेड इनोवेशन लेके आनी है क्लास में, you can just talk to me because I specialize in that. Yes, what is the next question?
There is one question after this only.
एक minute, let me just see.
Regarding the MBA students.
Okay.
By Dr. S. Srija.
So the question is here that MBA students who are specializing in HR, they have to update themselves with what type of skills, any course which is industry relevant. अरे मैम, एमबीए का तो बहुत ज्यादा कॉलेज वाले ही इतना कुछ देते हैं। जैसे आपको जो इंडस्ट्री के स्किल्स चाहिए, यू नीड टू बी वेरी प्रोफिशिएंट इन HR एनालिटिक्स. So this is the most important skill which they should have. Like they should be able to use the Excel AI, Power BI, Tableau, Python, HR data analytics, predictive analytics, that is helping in attrition, then of course recruitment, selection. And then we have certain courses on the Coursera, on the LinkedIn Learning is very very good these days, and they are free of cost courses. LinkedIn Learning पे आप बता सकते हैं अपने students को that they should be doing this kind of a skill. जैसे digital onboarding कैसे करनी है, digital workforce को कैसे आपको motivate करना है, AI enabled recruitment के courses हैं. So they will understand that strategic management के courses हैं, Udemy में 500 का course है, AI for professionals हैं, यू कैन जस्ट सर्च उनका बिहेवियर है. अब आज की डेट में बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है डाइवर्सिटी, इक्विटी, इंक्लूजन, that how you can have more inclusive policies in your organization. Then strategic HR leadership is there. Then remote future जो है ना आपका थोड़ा सा वर्क फ्रॉम होम वाला तो रहेगा ही. फॉर सम रीजन और दी अदर, कभी पेट्रोल नहीं है, कभी पैंडेमिक है, कभी पोल्यूशन हॉलीडे है, तो अब आपको वर्कफोर्स को मोटिवेट तो करना ही है. तो व्हाट कैन बी द पॉसिबल स्ट्रैटेजीज, इसके कोर्सेज कराइए. एआई टूल्स में सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट जो है वो एचआर एनालिटिक्स है. आई थिंक ऑल एमबीए स्टूडेंट्स शुड अंडरस्टैंड एंड नो दिस. Yes, what is the next question?
Are the AI assessment methods a part of NEP 2020?
Yeah, of course, of course. आपका ऑटोमेशन और ये सब एनईपी का ही तो है, क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग. इट इज ओनली द वे वी आर डूइंग. तो टेक्नोलॉजी एनेबल्ड का बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस है एनईपी में. It is not only having a name of chat GPT or something, but yes, technology enabled teaching, tech enabled teaching. And Modi ji also said that if you want to achieve the objectives of NEP, it has to be in a hybrid mode. So that is technology also, and your click and brick both, they are important. So I think we can end this session, and after 10 minutes, we can join again for my next session, which is going to be on the legalpreneurship. That is starting a business or a venture with a legal mindset.
Sure, ma'am. Participants will be join back at 7:40. It's roughly 7:30. Will it be fine, ma'am?
It is 7:35 already.
Yeah, ma'am, we can have 7:45 as the benchmark.
Okay. Let's meet at 7:45, but I will be not leaving the meeting. I will be there in the meeting.
Yeah, sure.
7:45, we will start.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Namita ma'am, are you available? You can proceed for the session. Participants, I think ma'am is about to join in. Let's wait for 2-3 minutes more so that she is back for the second session. Thank you for your patience and cooperation.
Yes, we can start.
Shall we
the session.
continue?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, ma'am. Welcome all the participants again for the second session on legal entrepreneurship. Ma'am, you can start.
Okay. So I welcome you again for my next discourse on legalpreneurship. As the name suggests, that it's basically an entrepreneurship venture with a legal mindset and leveraging the legal aspects to start your own business or a startup. So let me just share the screen. Just a minute. I hope you all can see the screen.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. So basically, we are going to discuss on the legalpreneurship 2.0, that is innovating commerce through a legal mindset. So let me start with the concept here. Now, what is a evolving legal mindset? Basically, we have to understand the journey of a legal innovation because there has been a substantial innovation in the legal aspects. Explore the evolution of the legal thinking, witness the growth of a legal entrepreneurship, and see how the minds, the legal minds, they shape the business. So it is all about the legality and your venture. And if we are combining them, we call it as a legal preneurship. So the concept legalpreneurship 2.0, it means basically innovating commerce through the legal mindset. Like from tradition, we have on to a technology which is evident across the globe. And then there is an innovation, the way we do business, and there is an entrepreneurship. So this is how the cycle moves. Now, basically, if you talk about, because we are talking about the evolution of the legalpreneurship, so we have the different stages into it, which is very important for all of us to know, because if we want to be a legalpreneur, then what, how, when, where needs to be contemplated together in one frame to understand the nuances of the legalpreneurship. So when you talk about the traditional legal practice, the focus is on the litigation, the courtrooms, the advisory, the transactional work, which was very, very evident in the yesteryears. And the tools, what we used to do is not a computer, of course, it was a typewriter. It was all the physical files what we had, and we had to go to the, if you talk to the traditional lawyers, they had to go to the legal centers, the legal libraries, and they used to physically scroll all the physical files to make the judgments or do some business or whatever. So these were the tools, which was all physical, no automation was done. Then slowly there was a innovation which took place in the courtroom, the rulings also, and the legislation also. There was a slow, but it was driven by the court ruling, that is, whatever were the decisions taken by the court. So slowly the innovation took place according to the verdict, according to the decisions, what was there in the courtroom. Then slowly and steadily, the mindset at that time was reactive. रिएक्शन होता था आपका कि जो भी कोर्ट में डिसीजन हुआ उसके हिसाब से आपका रिएक्शन आया, उसी के हिसाब से आपने अपने फ्रेमवर्क बनाए, विच वाज वेरी वाटर टाइट, वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट, एंड द प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग वाज सराउंडिंग दैट. ये हमारा एक ट्रेडिशनल लीगल प्रैक्टिस होता था, बिकॉज वी आर डिस्कसिंग द लीगल प्रेन्योरशिप, सो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड the practices which were present in the yesteryears. So then there was an early adoption, early technology adoption, and that is about late 20th century. What was the focus? The focus was on automation of admin task, faster research. So अब आप ये इसमें देखिए कि लेट 20th सेंचुरी में क्या था, थोड़ा थोड़ा ऑटोमेशन आना शुरू हो गया था, कंप्यूटर्स का आ गया था कॉन्सेप्ट, और कंप्यूटर्स में के साइजेस बड़े थे, फैक्स मशीन्स आ गई थी, वर्ड प्रोसेसर्स आ गए थे. सो देयर वाज डेफिनेटली काफी गेन हुआ हमें, बट द लॉ प्रैक्टिस वाज अनचेंज्ड. It was again the courtroom, the digital libraries were not there, the physical libraries were there, so it was all the same. और माइंड भी जो आपका था वो रिएक्टिव था, रिएक्शंस होते थे, उसी के हिसाब से आपकी अवेयरनेस बनती थी. जैसे कोर्ट में कोई भी डिसीजन आया, उसके हिसाब से अपना अपने स्ट्रिक्ट फ्रेमवर्क बनाया और उसी के हिसाब से आप चल रहे थे. बट यस, इन दिस एरा अर्ली टेक्नोलॉजी अडॉप्शन स्टार्ट हो गया था, बिकॉज वी वर having the computers, etc. Then there was a rise of legal technology, which is very good. It was in early 21st century that we saw it. We had specialized softwares for the legal functions. There was e-discovery, document management, billing softwares, better organization, data handling, collaboration. और mindset अब आपका reactive से proactive process में आ गया. Because you are exposed to so many new things, so you were not rigid in your frame, and it was little dynamic in nature when you talk about the rise of legal technology. Then 2010 onwards, there was a legal tech boom, so which is like blockchain, user chat box. Then we had legal designs, we had contract automation, we had AI, blockchain analytics, we had ODR platforms, that is online dispute resolution, and we had the tools like contract automation, predictive analytics, chat box. So new service rules models were in place, that is alternative service providers, legal design thinking, etc. और अब जो आपका माइंड था, सबसे पहले रिएक्टिव था, फिर प्रोएक्टिव हुआ, और इसके अंदर आपका क्लाइंट सेंट्रिक माइंडसेट और प्रोएक्टिव भी था और वैल्यू ड्रिवन भी हो गया. सो यू कैन सी द फेजेस that how it started moving on and growing. Then the legalpreneurship 2.0, present and future. So if you talk about the legalpreneurship, the focus is now on law integrated into the business strategy and innovation. मतलब अगर आप अपना कोई बिजनेस स्टार्ट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं या कोई स्टार्टअप है आपका, तो आप उसके अंदर शुरू से ही लॉ को इंटीग्रेट करके चलते हैं कि हम ये बिजनेस करना चाह रहे हैं, तो क्या हम ये लीगली कर सकते हैं कि नहीं कर सकते. दैट इज योर पर्सपेक्टिव. सो there are registered technology agreements, there are smart contracts, there is a compliance automation. So सारी चीजें आपकी चेकलिस्ट है, सब कुछ, मतलब आप ये मानकर चलते हैं कि हमने ये लीगल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इस चीज को काम को करना है. whether we will be able to do it or not is important from the legal point of view. So now also the lawyers, they are shaping AI ethics into their framework. और अब क्या है कि वेब 1, वेब 2, वेब 3, वेब 1 में आप सिर्फ रीड कर सकते थे, वेब 2 में आप रीड एंड राइट कर सकते थे, अब वेब 3 आ गया है जिसके अंदर आप रीड भी कर सकते हो, राइट भी कर सकते हो, एंड यू हैव योर ओन डेटा. So now innovations as far as the tech legalpreneurship is concerned is about the data governance also. So now you can write, you can read, and you can own your own data, which is very important. So अब आपका जो एक entrepreneurial visionary mindset और preventive mindset और commercial mindset सब आ गया. So this is how you can see. I go back to the previous slides and see and tell you again that this is what we started with. This was a pre-digital, but the focus was on the litigation, advisory, transactional work, and the tools were law libraries, typewriters, physical, and innovation was very slow, driven by code, ruling, and regulations. The mindset was very, very reactive. Problems was within that strict framework. Slowly, there was an early adoption. The technology was there, computers were there, but again, the mindset was the same. Then there was a rise of legal technology. So it led to a proactive process management. And of course, 2010 onwards, we had everything which was sea change, like we had AI, blockchain, analytics, online data, resolution platform, contract innovation, predictive analytics, and the chatbots. And of course, we had some new service models, that is, alternative service providers are there, and the legal design thinking is present. And the mindset is obviously we have, because we work on the clients, we work on the cases. So the mindset is client centric, it is proactive, and it is value driven. So now we are talking about the legalpreneurship, present and future. So now the law is integrated into the main core business strategy. We also, our decisions are shaped by the AI ethics, and we have Web3 also, data governance also, which is a part of the business strategy. And now the mindset, if you talk about the legalpreneurs are visionary, they are preventive, they are commercial, and then they are entrepreneurial. So now coming on to what are the key drivers of the legal innovation. So the key drivers of the legal innovation, that is, what were the factors which were responsible for the advancement in the technology and the innovation part is client demand. So, the clients need what? The clients need the services that are very, very cost effective and efficient services. So efficiency आपकी कैसे आ सकती है? By innovations, technology, because now it is very difficult to keep files and in the physical form. So there is a heavy use of cloud, heavy use of AI, blockchain, and this is the driving transformation, that technology ki wajah se bhi is one of the main factors because of which there is a legal innovation. The globalization hai, because now we have very, very complex cross border laws and regulations. So आप ऑनलाइन डिस्प्यूट सेटलमेंट की तरफ आप जा रहे हैं कि आप वर्चुअली अपने डिस्प्यूट्स को हैंडल कर सकें. सो ग्लोबलाइजेशन इज वन ऑफ द की ड्राइवर्स बिकॉज ऑफ विच द लीगल इनोवेशन हैपेंड. Then you have an access to justice, which is affordable and wider. And there are changing regulations, that is new legal needs in the private and the tech. So the bigger picture, what I want to tell you here is that from a reactive, lawyering to a proactive strategy, from the manual process to the digital process, from the legal support to the legal entrepreneurship. And legalpreneurship 2.0 is a law as a driver of the business innovation. That is, you would like to go in for that business which is legally allowed. So you have to see the legal steps, you have to see the digital platforms where you can start. And of course, this is the bigger picture, which is very, very clear. All the points are on the left hand side, and the right hand side is just a picture, just to relate what we are talking about. So when you talk about a bigger picture, as far as the legalpreneurship is concerned, since we have seen the evolution part of it, now the lawyering is very, very proactive with the ethical mindset, with the customer-centric mindset, with the client mindset. And we are not doing anything manually. We are doing everything on the digital platform. And there is a legal support also, that is, the legal entrepreneurship is there. And the legalpreneurship 2.0 is the law as a major driver of the business innovation. So this is what we have talked about. Now let me start with the concept of what is a legal entrepreneur or legalpreneurship. Now it's a fusion of two things, law plus entrepreneurship. एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप तो आप अपने कॉलेजेस में सभी को पढ़ा रहे हैं, तो अगर उसके अंदर हम लॉ को ऐड कर दें तो देन इट बिकम्स अ लीगल प्रेन्योर. So that means applying the legal thinking to innovate and building the ventures. मतलब जो legal mindset से सोच रहा है और अपना business कर रहा है, उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? Legalpreneur. So legalpreneurs are the lawyers or the professionals which are leveraging the legal expertise for a value creation. So the scope both inside the legal industry and outside the legal industries, मतलब इसका जो इम्पैक्ट है और जो इसका स्कोप है वो दोनों तरह से है कि लॉ की अपनी कॉन्सेप्ट में भी है एंड इट इज आल्सो आउटसाइड in the form of the startups also. Now, what are the core qualities, of a legalpreneur? That he has a legal acumen, he has a strategic foresight, and he has a market responsiveness. These are the characteristics of a legalpreneur. Now, moving on to why do we need this kind of a thinking? आप देखते हैं कि आपको बहुत सारे बिजनेस करने ही नहीं दिए जाते क्योंकि आप एनवायरनमेंट पोल्यूट कर रहे हैं, आपके कार्बन फुटप्रिंट्स बढ़ रहे हैं, आपके सस्टेनेबल फुटप्रिंट्स कम हो रहे हैं, और आपका डेटा स्टील हो रहा है, आपका एआई गवर्नेंस बढ़ रहा है. सो डेफिनेटली कहीं ना कहीं कॉम्प्लेक्सिटीज बढ़ रही है. तो इसीलिए लीगल आपका डेटा कोई ना कोई चुरा रहा है, आपकी मतलब रिस्क बढ़ता ही जा रहा है कि आपकी इंफॉर्मेशन बिक जाती है, आपको पता भी नहीं चलता कहाँ से कहाँ इंफॉर्मेशन हो जाती है. इसीलिए जो भी आप बिजनेस करें, चाहे वो स्टार्टअप है, चाहे वो अपना लीगल फील्ड में बिजनेस करना चाहते हैं, सभी के लिए लीगल माइंडसेट होना बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. बिकॉज देर आर लॉट ऑफ रेगुलेटरी कॉम्प्लेक्सिटीज इन्वॉल्व, लाइक there's a compliance of data privacy, environmental sustainability governance, AI governance is increasing. So definitely when everything is becoming more and more complex, so you never know कि आप कब किस प्रॉब्लम में फंस जाएंगे, कब आपका डेटा बिक जाएगा. आपको फोरसाइटेडनेस के लिए आपको लीगल माइंडसेट होना बहुत जरूरी है, और उसको आप अपने बिजनेस के अंदर इम्प्लीमेंट भी करेंगे बिकॉज इससे रिस्क कम होना शुरू हो जाता है. आपके ऊपर कोई भी केस कर दे, आपने जैसे नाम बहुत क्लोज रख लिया और आपने लीगल कंप्लायंस उसका नेम का नहीं किया, तो आप नाम के केस में फंस जाएंगे. सो बेसिकली when you talk about a legalpreneur, the early legal planning is required. This avoids litigation, penalties and reputational damage. अगर आप ऐसा नहीं करते हैं तो रेपुटेशनल डैमेज हो सकता है, आपके लिटिगेशन चार्जेस बढ़ सकते हैं, आपके ऊपर पेनल्टीज बढ़ जाती हैं. तो आज की जो भी एमबीए के बीबीए के स्टूडेंट्स को लीगल प्रेन्योर्स के बारे में, जब आप एंटरप्रेन्योर के बारे में बताते हैं, तो ये सब चीजें आप उनको जरूर बताएं. बिकॉज nowadays I think every entrepreneur has to have a legal acumen, so that means he has to be a legalpreneur himself. Then of course we need to make some strategies. तो क्या वो हम उसका स्केल बढ़ा सकते हैं, या उस पर कोई ऐसा रूल तो नहीं है कि उसकी लिमिट है? क्या हम इसके अंदर फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स को ला सकते हैं, पार्टनरशिप कर सकते हैं? क्या इसमें कोई आईपी राइट्स इन्फ्रिंज तो नहीं हो रहे हैं? सो समटाइम्स यू फील दैट इस तरह की कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल स्ट्रैटेजी अगर आप जाना चाह रहे हैं, वांट टू डू बिजनेस इन अमेरिका, यूके, यूएस टुगेदर क्रॉस कंट्रीज, तो आप बिना लीगल माइंडसेट के कैसे करेंगे? So for making the contractual strategies, this is very much required. Then you have a trust and ethics, that is the consumers demand transparency and accountability. And ethical legal governance brings long-term brand loyalty. अगर आप अपने सारे compliances कर रहे हैं, तो आपको आपके customers के ऊपर भी आपको faith होगा कि yes, they are doing it nicely. Then we have a competitive advantage, that is the legal fluency will help you navigate very, very smoothly, manage your uncertainties, etc. So now coming on to the evolution from the legal services to the legal entrepreneur. So legalpreneur. So आपका, जैसे मैंने ऑलरेडी आपको बताया कि रिएक्टिव अप्रोच थी, लिमिटेड स्कोप था, फिर प्रोएक्टिव अप्रोच थी, टेक्नोलॉजी एनेबल्ड था, वैल्यू ड्रिवन था. This is all we have covered, so I'm just skipping this. So a legal mindset will always help you analyze, gives you a very analytical mindset. Like you can break down the complex issues into small part, कि ये risk assessment है, ये आपका IP का risk आप देखो, ये marketing का risk है, that regulatory framework is there. This is talking about the reputational risk. You can just divide the risk assessment amongst the people who's going to take care of this. So this is the characteristic of a legal mindset, कि आप बहुत ही एक पर्सपेक्टिव, बड़े पर्सपेक्टिव को, बड़े स्पेक्ट्रम को दिमाग में रखते हो बिफोर यू लॉन्च एनी प्रोडक्ट और यू लॉन्च एनी काइंड ऑफ अ सर्विस. सो ऑल दिस टाइप ऑफ अ रिस्क कैन there, can be there. So a legalpreneur will always take care of all these things. तो आप बहुत डिटेलिंग करते हैं, फोर साइटेडनेस है, स्ट्रक्चर वैसा बनाएंगे, सस्टेनेबल है कि नहीं है, ये नहीं हो कि बिजनेस स्टार्ट करते ही खत्म हो जाए. Then of course you will see the compliances, that all the laws, rules, regulations, RBI, etc., they are complied with or not. So, smart compliance means what? The credibility, trust, and competitive edge. There's a very good example of Razorpay, which is definitely a gateway. It is aligned by RBI rules and it has gained the trust in the fintech industry. Even I use Razorpay to, as a gateway to pay my dues or bills. So it's a very safe thing because they are all complied with the RBI rules and we have a faith on it. So there has to be a foresightedness, but we call it as a legal foresightedness. That is, you predict the risk and opportunities with a legal mindset in mind. That is, you do a planning, you identify that what are the regulatory trends which are coming up, you build the sustainable models according to that, and then of course you move on with your business. So basically there are number of constraints which you see as a legalpreneur. So those constraints to catalyst, that is, law is not a restriction, it is an enable creativity. So Indian edtech firms, they use NEP 2020 to launch the blended learning and online certifications. So there has to be an iterative contracts, like contracts can evolve with time and feedback. Then we have some agile legal structuring like B2C, B2B platforms. So a legal mindset makes these a very smooth and a compliant platform. अगर आपको इसका legal aspects पता होगा तो आप ये contracts बहुत easily manage कर सकते हैं. So मतलब in a way it gives you a fitness certificate. If you are legally fit, you're fit to go, you're good to go. So this is what I'm trying to tell you, that a legalpreneur will always take care of the IP rights, that it is protected or not, negotiation as a strategy, negotiation as a critical tool, then whether the partnership will be mutually beneficial or not, whether the taxes compliances are more there or here, or maybe like a joint venture, which is going to give you a competitive edge. So, all these things will always, these things are always coming from a legal acumen. So law as a creative and a strategic enabler. देखिए, आप अगर लॉ के अंदर बिजनेस करना चाहते हैं, लॉ को ही आगे लेके जाना चाहते हैं, दैट इज वन थिंग. यू कैन टेक द लॉ आउटसाइड द लॉ एरिया ऑल्सो, दैट इज इन द स्टार्टअप्स. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स विल हेल्प यू इन creating, negotiating, sailing smoothly, because you are always having a very good platform. Like for example, the policy as a platform. So business can shape or align with the policies for the growth. For example, Tesla opened its patents in 2014, boosted its EV adoption, built trust and strengthened the leadership. So यहाँ पे भी क्या है, लीगल उन्होंने अपने लीगल उन्होंने पेटेंट ले लिए कि मतलब ईवी अडॉप्शन का है तो पेटेंट इनका रहेगा. देन यू हैड लीगल डिजाइन थिंकिंग कि आप जो भी प्रोडक्ट को डिजाइन कर रहे हैं वो लीगल थिंकिंग के साथ कर रहे हैं, ताकि आपको पॉलिसीज में, क्रिएटिविटी में प्रॉब्लम हो ना हो, और यूजर सेंट्रिक डिलीवरी हो. सब चीजें लॉयर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से आप सोचकर आप उसके अंदर प्रोडक्ट में लेके आते हैं. सो ऑल योर collaborations, all your designs, all your technology adoption, all your users, they are all law centric, user law centric. कि अगर कस्टमर ने ले लिया तो वो किसी भी लॉ के अंदर फंसे नहीं. सो योर लीगल meets, your legality is met, and making law a user centered law means what? Traditional law made by the lawyers for the lawyers, and the user centered law is designed with clients, consumers, business and citizens in mind. तो ये सारा का सारा एक लीगल एक्यूमेन के साथ आता है, बिकॉज हु इज अ यूजर, why do we need legality, why, what barriers and confusions do they face, and what are the emotions and the goals are there. So you need to make that law having empathy in mind, and what I would say is that there should be a co-creation. जो बना रहा है और जो यूज कर रहा है, दोनों का पर्सपेक्टिव उसमें होना चाहिए. और प्रोटोटाइपिंग एंड टेस्टिंग भी बहुत सिंपल होनी चाहिए, बिकॉज otherwise it has to be designed and redesigned as per the real users. और ये iterative refinements काफी होनी चाहिए, that is you need to improve continuously with the feedback. So a legal aid group redesigned its online intake form after elderly users said it was confusing. So the result is that easier to use, more people could access the justice. So now there are certain legal documents which a legalpreneur requires. So they are like contracts. I mean, this is for the normal entrepreneur also. For the legalpreneur also, we need contracts, we need privacies, we need terms and conditions. And after long and full of difficult word, this makes them hard for the normal people to understand. So legal design helps making these headings, the writings, the words very, very simple. So you can see here that I've put certain 4 points here, that how the legal design helps. One, it uses the very simple language, a very clear structure. Easy language means you use the daily words instead of very complicated legal terms, so that a layman can understand it. You divide this in very small, clear structures, like break the big text into the small parts with the headings, with the bullet points, and the short summaries. Then we have some visual aids like add icons, flowcharts, tables, and timelines to explain the important points. And then we have iterative formats, that is create step-by-step guides instead of boring static text. So now, definitely, a legalpreneur, if you have a legal mindset, legal acumen, and you are a legalpreneur, you will always have a legal design thinking, that is making the documents, contracts, terms and conditions very, very easy, so that the things are very easy for a common man to understand. Now, there are some design tools for the legalpreneurs, like we have empathy matching, like you understand the end user and you think, feel, need, struggle, spot, confusion is not there, frustration is not there. So there has to be an empathy mapping, a user journey mapping, that who's going to step a person takes a legal service, identify the problem where the new ideas can come and smooth, and mapping a tenant journey in a eviction case to see where legal help matters the most. तो मतलब जब आप जो भी लीगल प्रेन्योर्स, अगर आप लीगल अपने एस्पेक्ट को ही बिजनेस बनाना चाहते हैं, तो आपको उस हिसाब से ही अपने प्रोसेसेस को डिजाइन करना है. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, आपको एम्पैथी मैपिंग करनी है, आपको दूसरे के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से सोचना है, आपको जर्नी को मैप करना है इन टर्म्स ऑफ कि अगर एक टेनेंट को इमीडिएटली बोला जाए कि तू इस घर को खाली कर दे, तो कौन सी लीगल हेल्प या कौन सा केस करेगा या कौन सा उसमें उसको हेल्प करेगा. ऑल प्रोटोटाइप्स like a chatbot, make a simple version of a legal product, test it whether the users before creating the final version can be a paper draft or a digital tool. मतलब आप ये जो भी इसको easy कर रहे हैं, आपको उसको दिखाना पड़ेगा कि एक लीगल एंटरप्रेन्योर जो आप अपने डिजाइन और टूल्स बना रहे हैं, कि whether the people are easily able to follow it or not. Then you have to see the design apps and websites that are easy to use. Examples like online dispute platforms, AI tools that scan the contracts, the legal visual design. It should be very appealing. बहुत सुंदर भी दिखना चाहिए. और it makes the legal information simple for children, non-native speakers and anyone with a low literacy. मतलब आपको ऐसे उसके साथ ऐसे इन्फोग्राफिक्स का यूज करना चाहिए, पिक्चर्स का, कि कॉन्टेक्स्ट के बेसिस पे भी समझ आ जाए, पिक्चर को देख के भी समझ आ जाए कि कैसे डॉक्यूमेंट्स बनाने हैं. देन ऑफ कोर्स यू हैव टू टेस्ट एंड टेक अ फीडबैक लूप्स, लाइक ट्राई 2 वर्जन्स और आप पूछो कि पहला वर्जन बेटर है कि दूसरा है, पहला ज्यादा समझ में आया कि दूसरा समझ में आया, एंड हेल्प्स द लीगल सर्विसेज स्टेप बाय स्टेप. तभी आपकी कितनी सारी लॉ फर्म्स हैं जो इमिग्रेशन कराती हैं या स्टडी परमिट कराती हैं, उनके बहुत इजी स्टेप्स होते हैं बिकॉज दे आर लीगल प्रेन्योर्स. तो वो पूरा, क्योंकि आपको किसी कंट्री में आपको अलाउड नहीं होगा, तो वो आपके काम को आसान करती हैं. दैट इज व्हाट द ब्यूटी ऑफ द लीगल प्रेन्योर इज. It will give you a competitive edge. It will help you through the sales and licensing, it attracts the investors and the partners, it builds the brand and the trust, and then it supports the growth and the innovation. So अब क्या है कि there are some monetization strategies what we will be talking here. See, these monetization means earning money through your intellectual property. आपने इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी अपने डिजाइन की, प्रोडक्ट की, प्रोसेस की, आपने आईपीआर आपने रजिस्टर करा लिया. अब आप उसके बेसिस पे कैसे पैसे कमा सकते हो? So there are so many good options. The first is license. Let others use your license. So you need to give the permission to others to use your patent, software or brand. You keep the owners and earn money, that is royalties and fees आप earn कर सकते हैं. Why it is useful? Because इससे आपको एक regular income आएगी. You will enter a new market. You will keep a control. For example, a software company licenses its app to many business for a monthly fees. तो एक तो आप मोनेटाइज कैसे कर सकते हैं लीगल प्रेन्योरशिप में कि आप ने जो भी प्रोडक्ट या प्रोसेस या कुछ भी बनाया है उसका आईपी लेकर आप उस आईपी को दूसरे को यूज करने के लिए आप दे सकते हो. तो आप उससे उनको परमिशन दे सकते हो, उससे पैसे अर्न कर सकते हो, रॉयल्टी मिल सकती है, आपको रेगुलर इनकम मिल सकती है. एंड a software company licenses its app to many business for a monthly fees. आप देखते हैं आपको कुछ भी चीज लेनी होती है तो आपको एक सब्सक्रिप्शन फीस देनी होती है या उसको सब्सक्राइब करना होता है और उसका रिन्यूअल ऑटोमेटिक उस दिन पे आपको रिमाइंडर आएगा कि अब आपकी इसकी एक्सेस की सर्विसेज खत्म हो जाएंगी अनलेस एंड अनटिल यू डिवाइस दैट. आप जैसे चैट जीपीटी है या आपका कोई भी एआई टूल है, ये सब इसी कैटेगरी में आते हैं कि दे आर ऑल लीगल प्रेन्योर्स कि उन्होंने अपना मतलब लीगैलिटी को लेकर आ गए हैं, प्राइसिंग को लेकर आ गए हैं, लाइसेंसेस को लेकर आ गए हैं. दे आर trying to give service to the people and they have the IP rights with them, and then those who want to use it, they have to give a fees. Then you have a franchising, that is a copy your business model. So you can share your brand, logo, recipes or other systems with your franchisees. So they run their business under your name and it helps in quickly making you famous in the market. And of course, then the franchisee also gives you the fees and royalty. It builds a strong brand. Like McDonald's let people often the outlets under its brand and recipes. So you can see here that you can earn revenues, in-app purchases, advertising, marketing. You have premium options. So licensing, उसके अंदर premium options में भी आपके दो तीन होंगे. एक regular plan है, एक most popular plan है, एक बिल्कुल premium plan है. तो जैसे जैसे आप उसकी यूजेज और उसको बढ़ाते जाओगे आपको मोनेटाइज, आपको जिसने इसको बनाया है लीगल प्रेन्योर को उसको मोनेटाइज होता जाएगा ज्यादा. थर्ड इज योर असाइनमेंट और सेल योर आईपी. कभी कभी ऐसा भी होता है कि आप पूरी की पूरी अपना जो आपका प्रोडक्ट है उसको बेच देते हैं. दैट इज देयर इज अ कंप्लीट ट्रांसफर. Why it is useful? Because it gives you a quick cash, avoid the future cost. For example, a medical startup sells its drug patent to a big pharma company. So कोई भी एक बड़ी कंपनी को आपने अपना ड्रग का पेटेंट बेच दिया तो ये आपने सेल कर दिया आईपी को. सो यू कैन मोनेटाइज दैट. फिर जॉइंट वेंचर्स हैं, कोलैबोरेशंस हैं इन विच you share the IP in partnerships, like you're working together, share the IP to build something new. And इसमें आपका रिस्क, रिटर्न, नई मार्केट्स में एंटर करना, everything will be shared. So like here, if you talk about a software, the software firm partners with a phone maker to use its patented interface. Now, what is about the collateralization? That is use IP for loans. आप अपना ट्रेडमार्क और आईपी पे लोन भी ले सकते हैं. Then you can turn IP into a product also. So, like an author turns a leadership book into an online course. So you did that, and you जो आपका एक प्रोडक्ट था उसको आपने सर्विस में कन्वर्ट कर दिया. So there are some case studies of IP-led business models. That we have Qualcomm, which is a patent licensing model. What do? The Qualcomm designs mobile communication technologies like LTE, 5G chips, but it does not manufacture the smartphones itself. Instead, it owns the patent on essential technologies and licenses them to the phone makers worldwide like Apple, Samsung, etc. सो ये देखिए कि ये काम क्या करते हैं, चिप बनाते हैं, 5G चिप्स बनाते हैं, बट ये फोन नहीं बनाते हैं. सो दे हैव अ लाइसेंस टू सेल देयर प्रोडक्ट to the big giants like Apple, Samsung, etc. So now we will be talking about type of IP used. The first is a patent. The business model is what? Licensing technology to the manufacturers, collecting royalty fees on every device sold that use the patented technology. So इसका रेवेन्यू क्या है? बिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर्स कमाते हैं वो अपना ये जो है प्रोडक्ट उसको बेचकर. अपना सिर्फ एक लाइसेंस उनके पास है और कुछ नहीं है. इसकी कॉस्ट कितनी आती होगी? बट यस दे डू इट. सो व्हाट आर द की लेसन्स? A strong and a strategic patent portfolio can be more profitable than producing a physical product, innovating and protecting the fundamental foundational technologies which allow for wide scale long term monetization. Like we will talk about the Disney. So Disney का आपने देखा है, टी शर्ट्स भी हैं, रेस्टोरेंट्स भी हैं, इकोसिस्टम है पूरा. So they create their own characters like Mickey Mouse, Elsa, Iron Man. तो इनके सारे के सारे कॉपीराइट्स इनके पास है. हाउ डिज्नी यूजेस इट्स आईपी? वो मूवीज बनाते हैं, एनिमेटेड मूवीज बनाते हैं, मार्वल मूवीज बनाते हैं, शोज करते हैं, एंड देन दे हैव थीम पार्क्स विच वी कॉल इट एज डिज्नीलैंड, डिज्नी वर्ल्ड. वी हैव मर्चेंडाइज, कपड़ों पे भी इनके कार्टून्स बने होते हैं. फिर इनकी स्ट्रीमिंग होती है डिज्नी किसी भी प्लेटफॉर्म पे, एंड डिज्नी टर्न्स इट्स कैरेक्टर इनटू मनी मेकिंग एसेट्स अक्रॉस मेनी इंडस्ट्रीज. तो आपने इसमें सिंपल देखा कि इन्होंने लीगल, दैट इज जस्ट बाय टेकिंग अ कॉपीराइट एंड अ ट्रेडमार्क दे आर मिंटिंग मनी. तो ये बहुत ही एक अच्छा एग्जांपल है लीगल प्रेन्योर का, दैट हाउ दे आर यू नो how they are actually gaining importance in terms of gaining money and minting money using their IP. So this is a very fine example of legal preneur. So Disney और IBM का हम compare कर लेते हैं एक example. So here as you talk about the Disney, you have both copyrights and trademarks, whereas in IBM we have only the patents. It's a business model when you talk about Disney, which have their own characters, stories, protects the logos, brands, license across the industries. Whereas here we have a business model which is based by licenses, patents, and sell unused IP, collaborates with the partner. Now the revenue is that there is a massive earning from films, theme parks, merchandising, and streaming. Whereas in the revenue impact, billions in revenue from licenses and innovations and transfer. सो अब क्या है कि जो आईपी का मैंने कॉन्सेप्ट आपको बताया अभी, इसकी वैल्यूएशन और कमर्शलाइजेशन की बहुत इंपॉर्टेंस है. लाइक इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी इज नॉट जस्ट अ लीगल राइट, इट इज योर valuable business asset. To earn from intellectual property right, business must identify, protect, value and commercialize it. इसकी आपकी लाइसेंसिंग इनकी वैल्यूएशन टेक्निक्स हैं. जैसे आपका एक कॉस्ट बेस्ड मॉडल है कि वो आपका जो एसेट आपने बनाया है उसको बनाने की क्या कॉस्ट है, उसको रिप्लेस करने की क्या कॉस्ट है, इसकी R&D की क्या कॉस्ट है, उसका पेटेंटेड ड्रग क्या है, एंड यू इग्नोर द फ्यूचर अर्निंग्स. दूसरी है market based approach in which the value is most important, that is based on the similar IP deals in the market, the trademark valued like another brand sold secretly. Then you have income based approach where the present value of the future income is there as a main thing. So there are some steps in the IP commercialization, like we have IP cost, IP audit, you list of all the IPs, due diligence is there, check the ownership, legal status and the risk. Then we have protection, that is register the IP and maintain the records. We have valuation, choose the method based on the purpose and market. Then we have strategic planning, like IP uses with the business goals. And then we have execution and monitoring. So these are the process of commercializations. So when you talk about a legal preneur, there's a legal technology and innovation tools, like we have legal tech, use of technology to make legal services very fast, cheaper, and client friendly. What do we do here? Automate the task. Automatically आपका research होगा, billing होगी, document review होगा, automatic e-discovery, chatbots, online, सब कुछ online होगा आपका. There are smart contracts, like they are self-driven, self-executed, automated, transparent, then tamper-proof की कोई human intervention नहीं हो सकती है. There's no middleman involved. So इसकी एम्प्लॉयमेंट में, लीज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स में, सप्लाई चेन में, फ्रीलांसिंग में, सब जगह इसको यूज किया जाता है. देन वी हैव अ सिक्योर रजिस्ट्रीज इन द ब्लॉकचेन, like we have land titles, IP, corporate records. So evidence is again tamper proof, forensic data is there, digital KYC is done. So the real estate deals automated via Ethereum smart contracts, ownership transfer recorded securely, reducing the fraud and delays. So आपने ये देखा कि मतलब आपका रियल एस्टेट सेक्टर में भी लीगल प्रेन्योर्स कितना कमा सकते हैं by making a blockchain in the legal sector. Also you can earn huge amount. So these smart contracts, blockchains, are redefining the contracts, making law more efficient, secure, and client centric. Now coming on to AI in legal research. So AI tools like Westlaw, Ross Intelligence, CaseMind, these are the AI in the legal research. They are very fast across the databases. Precise case laws and statutes and references are discussed. Then we have predictive insights from the precedents and AI in legal drafting. मतलब अब आप अपने tools के साथ legal research writing कर सकते हैं, उसकी legal draft कर सकते हैं, fast contract, standardized contract, improve accuracy, and AI in due diligence. So we have the advantage of AI in the legal practice also. So the speed is more, the accuracy is more, the cost is saved, and the cost reduction is there. So what I want to say here is that in the legalpreneurship, AI isn't replacing lawyers. In fact, it is just transforming the legal work by automating the routine task, and AI freezes the professional for the strategy, advocacy, and the client services. So here we are talking about converting the work into an automated setup. So now let's talk about some emerging legal tech startups and the platforms, which are very important to discuss. And they actually show the legalpreneur and what mileage they have got. So we have Do Not Pay. It's a US-based company, USA-based company. It is an AI chatbot for parking the tickets, subscription, claims, small quote, simple self-service legal help. So if you want to have small service legal help, you can go to Do Not Pay app. Then we have Clio, which is Canada-based. It's a cloud law practice management for the billing, tracking document, boosting the efficiency for the firms. So we have a Clio. Then we have Ironclad, again, which is USA, which is AI contract management. It automates the creation, negotiation, and storage. And then we have a LegiQuest India, which is AI-powered legal research with a smart research results. Then we have Law Reto India, which is an online marketplace connecting people with the verified lawyers. So this Law Reto India is a very good app. It's a kind of a marketplace in which one verified lawyer meets the other. So what are the key trends in the legal technology or the legal tech, what we are talking about? One, it helps in the predictive analysis. That is, it forecasts the outcomes and the risk, what are there. So, of course, we have some virtual law firms like cloud-based, low-cost, wider reach. Then we have online dispute resolution, ODR, which is very faster, quicker, cheaper to resolve the conflicts. And then we have a legal tech in education also, like law school, trained with the AI automation ODR tools. So now coming on to the legal foundations and the overall aspects of the legal preneurships. So we have choosing the business structure, and then the sole proprietorship, which is simple but no liability protection. We can go in for a partnership where there is a shared profit, risk, and limited protection. We have LLP, flexibility plus limited liability. We have private liability, that is best of funding, limited liability, and separate entity. Then we have OPC, one person company for solo entrepreneurs with a limited liability. So we need to consider the liability, compliance, scalability, and funding as far as the legal startups are concerned. So basically, what I want to tell you here is that now legalpreneurship is moving with a different mindsets, and they are actually moving ahead with the concept, and the things are automated more, and they are actually moving on with the concept of automating the regular and the routine part, and they are also moving on to the different part where everything is automated. So just a minute, my PPT is not working. Let me see how it goes. So when you talk about this part of legalpreneurship, there is a possibility that the concept goes on and on, and there is a issue as far as the different parts are concerned, and making it more polished, more legal, and definitely these legalpreneurships are very, very important these days. So we have already talked about the steps in commercialization, AI in legal research, AI in due diligence. Okay, now let me start with a concept called, I think there's a problem in the sharing part. So I will just speak like this, and later I've already shared the PPT with the organizers, so they will share it with you. Now there is a legal technology and innovation tools, which are very important. Like if we use the technology, the services are more faster. There is a chatbot, as I've discussed. There is a blockchains. There is an evidence proof. There is a digital AIC, and I've already discussed that. Many firms are using it, like we discussed about Do Not Pay, Clio, Ironclad, then Legit Quest in India, and Law Reto in India. So basically, if you want to go in for a legal research, Legit Quest India is very good. So we have a trend of predictive analysis, virtual law firms, online dispute settlement, and the legal tech education in India. So there are founders agreement also. When you talk about the legalpreneurship, like we have to actually define the role, then of course the equity split, the decision making, and also it includes the exit clauses, non-compete, IP ownership, prevents the internal disputes, because sometimes when you go in for such agreements, there can be a possibility of the internal disputes also. So all these things will prevent the internal disputes and ensures the investors' trust. So there are some, employment law essentials, like we have role, pay, termination, confidentiality, contracts. We have IP assignments, like the company owns the employee created work. Like for example, some few days ago, I got some work from CBSE related work, but not through CBSE, but they have hired some third party, and they contacted me that they want some conversational this content for some courses online. So anyhow, that never materialized, but they said, number one, the payment what they were giving was extremely low, which was below the dignity of the time and the effort what you're putting when you are at this stature of your life. Secondly, whatever uh, we were supposed to create, it was not ours. So they had a very strict agreement in this regard. So that was also a education legal startup in which they were having all the compliances, all the wages and the hours fixed, and the under the monitored work, and misclassification, to avoid any kind of a misclassification. So all these things are very prevalent now, and people are going in for taking the mileage of legal part and converting into a business. So there's a raising legality involved, that how the investment needs to be done, and what are the investor rights. So this, it's not a cakewalk, we can say. But yes, if the people, the lawyers and the people with the legal background, they are jumping into it, so they must know that it's not an easy task. And of course, you have to have all the kind of safety rules, legal safety, because it is going to really boost the confidence, investor trust, and bring the competitive edge. So there are some regulatory framework which matters a lot, like General Data Protection Act, GDPR. Then we have consumer protection laws. We have environmental sustainability governance regulations. We have specific regulations like e-commerce, rules under the Consumer Protection, e-rules 2020 in India. We have fintech compliance with RBI, the KYC norms, the data localization and anti-money laundering, AML. And then we have a health tech, where there must be adhering to the data confidentiality of the medical ethics. Then we have the local health regulations, like India Digital Health Mission standards are present. So all these startups, if you're going in for medical startup or legal startup or any kind of a business startup or IP startup, you need to embed everything with a legal mindset. Only then it is going to boost the confidence, the trust building, investor confidence, market access, global expansion, and the reputation management. Like I'll give you a few examples of the startups, winning with the compliance, and they are just doing a complete compliance, and they are the winners. Like Razorpay India, it followed the rules of RBI, built trust in the fintech, and attracted the investors. Then we had Practo India, which secured the patient data, expanded globally as trusted healthcare, and Shopify, the global GDPR compliant platform, enabled global small business and grew the partnerships. Then we have a Solve 360 India, which is like a court recognized ODR compliance, became trusted legal tech provider. So you can see this, that if you are having the contractual risk dispute settlement mechanism, we are risk resilient, we have investor due diligence, so then we can be the winners. And the legal risk management is definitely a very continuous process, and strong contracts, compliance, preparedness, building a trustworthy, investor ready, and a scalable startup. So we have talked about the regulatory part. So now we are also going to talk about the policy, entrepreneurship, and the law reforms. See, the entrepreneurs are shaping the law. Used lobbying, PILs, advocacy, and the white papers to influence the rules. So the fintech startups, it shaped the RBI's digital lending and payment policies. So you can see that how strong these legalpreneurs are, that they are having an impact in changing the laws itself. So as we can say that they are shaping the laws, so they are using the earlier judgments, the white papers, the advocacy, the public interest litigations, and contemplating everything, collating everything, and owing to which it was successful that RBI changed the digital and the lending payment policies. Similarly, we have regulatory sandboxes, the safe spaces to test the new product with the flexible rules. So the benefits are that there's a real world testing, there's a direct feedback, there's a early credibility. For example, RBI FinTech Sandbox, SEBI Innovation Sandbox, Health, Tech, and Telecom sandboxes. So these sandboxes are there where you can test your new product, financial product, etc., and make more credible decisions. Then we have inclusive innovation through reforms. You need to build the models for underserved groups and push the policies for the small and the ruralpreneurs, advocate for digitization. Example, the legal tech startups, the digital court records, improve the access to the justice. So this is definitely there. So the startups today are not just the disruptors, I would say. They are the law reformers by shaping the policies, joining the sandboxes, and advocating the inclusion. Entrepreneurs can create a very fair, innovative, and legal system. So now coming on to the role of ethics in legalpreneurship. Like, for example, beyond the law, the moral campus. So law is what? It's a minimum standard, and ethics is doing what is right. So the gray area is that the gig workers, the surveillance tech and AI decisions. And the key question is legal, but is it right? So, there are some moral questions where there is a dilemma. Now we are having a concept of gig workers, freelancing workers. They are not belonging to anywhere. So there is definitely an ethical question. The information will pass whether it is right or not. There will be a surveillance problems. There will be a difficulty of information selling from one person to another. So misleading terms are there. Sometimes in ethics in practice, the data handling is a problem, data transparency is a problem, AI is a problem, because sometimes you're not able to explain it. There are some laws versus morality in the business where again there are ethical dilemmas. Using the loopholes to block the small rivals, enforcing harsh penalties in the crisis, making wrong choices. So building a ethical brand is the most difficult task because you have trust, credibility, and the long-term success. So now let me tell you about the legalpreneurship in India. There's a government support. We have Startup India, DPIIT recognition, we have tax breaks, we have fast patents, we have easy compliance. Then we have key startups like Vakil Search, India Filing, Law Seco, Legal Cart, Affordable Legal and Compliance Help. And then we have opportunities like tier 2, tier 3 cities need low cost compliance, IP help, legal literacy in the local languages. Then we have MSME role, like legal experts can guide on contracts, licenses, GST, labor laws, and the scaling. So now coming on to almost the last part of the workshop. The first is your future of legalpreneurship. The first is your cross-border. Now your global compliance, e-commerce, and IP across market. This is something what the future of the legalpreneurship is all about. Freelancing models, that is on-demand services via platforms like law clerks, up counsel, etc. Then we have integration of legal, fintech, health tech, ed tech, time tech, etc. And then we have impact focus like legal aid, ESG compliance, multilingual, affordable platforms for underserved communities. Then we have to take certain action steps for the aspiring legalpreneurs, like we have skill building, like the AI and blockchain. We have portfolio products, we have career paths, and we have communities accelerators, that is Join Network, Global Legal Hackathon, Codex, Niti Ayog, AIM, Startup India Hub, etc. So the conclusion of legalpreneurship 2.0 is that in India and globally, legalpreneurship is all about law plus business plus innovation. So in India and globally, it offers an opportunities in the technology, in the policy, and social impact. And with the right skills and the network, the legalpreneurs can reshape the law into a tool for growth and justice. So this was all from my side. Now, last 10 minutes, I will be opening the floor for the questions if you have any. Yes, I leave on to the organizers to open the dice.
Yes, dear participants, the forum is open for the question. Any topic you need to discuss with ma'am?
Because unless and until you have the questions, you feel that the thing is not complete. We're always asked to keep last 10 minutes for the question hour session. Like in the last session, we had a good discussion. So waiting for your questions, participants.
Participants, you can unmute yourself and also ask the question directly from ma'am instead of writing in the chat box. Any questions?
Everyone is tired, I think.
No, ma'am, they might be thinking about something to ask. Okay, ma'am, I have received one question on my personal, well, through a personal book. The participant is asking about the examples that you have discussed related to Disney and all. Can we name a few more examples regarding the same, ma'am, in context to that?
Yeah, examples. I think I gave a number of them. What type of more legalpreneurs examples?
Yes, ma'am.
Those who have leveraged, through their product. Just ask them.
Okay, ma'am, I'll just ask. Ma'am, we have a few questions again popping up in the chat box. One is, how does responsible AI fit in these legalities?
Just a minute. Where is the question? I'm just scrolling it.
Yeah, ma'am, there are two, three questions that have popped up.
How does
Responsible AI fit in these legalities? Question by Mr. Akshay Lahe.
एक सेकंड वो बार बार आ रहे हैं ना वो थैंक यू वो क्वेश्चन
हाँ जी, yes,
एक
ma'am.
मिनट is responsible AI responsible AI fit in these legalities आजकल तो ये काफी ज्यादा IPR और इसका प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है ना
Yes, ma'am.
there's a lot of chaos in this because there's a infringement of the copyrights. So
Yes.
basically, if you ask me about this particular pot, so responsible AI means developing and deploying AI systems that are ethical and also transparent and accountable. So, while also aligning with the laws and the regulations, it fits into legalities in many ways. And this is what I feel. The first is that responsible AI ensures that AI system follows the GDPR, the acts which I mentioned here, DPDP Act and HIPAA Act in the healthcare, anti-discrimination and consumer protection. Like, for example, I'll give you one example here. Like a fintech startup using AI for loan approval must avoid bias and comply with RBI and SEBI rules. So basically, you need to understand the nuances of using AI, and then on the other side, uh, complying with the rules also. Like you know that it mitigates the risk. Like when you are, having the legality part of it which is complied with, it reduces the risk. So embedding the responsible AI principles helps the companies anticipate the regulatory risk and before the regulators intervene. तो आप पहले से ही उसको रिस्क को कम करके चलते हो. जैसे आपके ऑटोनॉमस व्हीकल्स हैं, दे टेस्टेड अंडर द रिस्पांसिबल एआई फ्रेमवर्क्स, रिड्यूस द लायबिलिटी एंड द केस ऑफ द एक्सीडेंट्स. आप खुद ही करके चलते हो ना. मतलब आप अगर आपने कोई प्रोडक्ट बनाया थ्रू एआई, तो आप उसकी 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 रूल्स, उसके रेगुलेशंस, उसकी टेस्टिंग पहले से ही करके चलते हैं, सो दैट यू डोंट कैच दैट criticism. So otherwise you will catch legality. There's no other option. So you need to be responsibly using it and complying with all rules and regulations and then launching the product. This is what I've understood from this question.
Okay, ma'am. There is one more question in the chat box by Professor Dr. S. Ramachandran. He is asking, how can entrepreneurs balance legal compliance with innovation speed, especially in highly regulated industries?
How can entrepreneur
Balance legal compliance
balance the legal compliance and
with innovation speed,
okay,
especially in highly regulated industries?
okay, let me understand the concept. Highly regulated industries
Yes,
in
ma'am.
which the regulations are very high. In fact, all the industries, they are abided by the the rules and the regulations. But yes, he wants to say, like in the commercial banks, we balance the liquidity and the profitability. So on the similar pretext, this is a question that how he needs to balance the legal compliance with the speed. Because if he does all the time legal compliance, the speed of innovation goes down, and if he increases the speed of innovation, there he might catch some legal problem, right? So my context to answer is that instead of treating the compliance as a roadblock, we can embed uh, the legal requirements from the start of the product design. This is what I explained in my PPT also, that let this be a culture. Because अगर आप legality को legal design product के design में शुरू से ही लेके आ जाएंगे, तो आपको ये road block नहीं लगेगा. आप जो भी innovations करेंगे या जो भी आगे further उसको करेंगे will be according to that only. तो ये मेरी पीपीटी आप जरूर शेयर कर देना, बिकॉज देन इट विल बिकम एन आर्किटेक्ट ऑफ योर फ्यूचर प्रॉफिट्स, बिकॉज यू ऑलरेडी इनकॉर्पोरेटेड द as he's saying the legality part and all that. वो रोड ब्लॉक नहीं उसको अगर आप माने, आप उसको प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन का पार्ट ही माने, एक उसका स्टेप टू स्टेप में उसको भी अगर आप लेकर आ जाएं, शुरू से ही उसको एक कल्चर माने कि हमें लीगैलिटी लानी ही लानी है, देन ऑफ कोर्स you will be able to do the experiments in a more compliant manner. And doing a experiment and launching the product in a more compliant manner will actually be not a checkpoint, but it is going to be more profitable, because you will not attract any illegal aspects, and you will leverage the legal what do you call legal technology and AI tools together. तो आप उसको शुरू से ही आप मतलब अर्ली रेगुलेटर की तरह उसको माने, एंड कोलैबोरेट विद इट, बी विद इट, इंटरनलाइज इनटू द डिजाइन, देन ऑफ कोर्स it is going to be better. So my closing line would be here that entrepreneurs balance the compliance and innovation by making a compliance part of innovation using sandboxes. अब एक और भी है ना, आपको मैंने अभी sandboxes का भी बताया है, जिसके अंदर क्या है कि आप अपने प्रोडक्ट को टेस्ट कर सकते हो. तो उसमें क्या है कि वहां पे लीगल रिव्यूअर्स भी होंगे और रेगुलेटर्स भी होंगे, तो आपको अपने प्रोडक्ट के प्रॉब्लम्स के बारे में, स्पीड और सेफ्टी के बारे में बहुत पहले से पता चल जाएगा, एंड यू विल बी एबल टू चेंज द डिजाइन in order to catch the innovation and also see the legal compliance. तो आप उसको एक कल्चर बना के लीगल डिजाइन में लाएं and use the sandboxes which are specially designed to test the product. So you'll be able to maintain the speed of the product also go with the innovation and go with the profits also.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, there is one more question by Dr. C. Subramani. He is asking, legalities is applicable for data centralization.
Data legality is applicable for everything. Who says it is only for the data? It is for everything. It is for design. It is for innovation. It is for the steps, it is for contract, everything is legal. Legality is not limited to anything, it is applicable everywhere.
Okay, ma'am. And one more question is there. Approximately 90 to 95% startups fail before completion of their first 5 years. So, under these circumstances, what is the scope of legal entrepreneurship?
95% fail
90
in
to
the
95
first.
startup failed in their first year, in the first 5 years. So, under this circumstance, what is the scope of legal entrepreneurship? मतलब, what role does legal entrepreneurship play in such cases?
देखिए, लीगल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में जो एंटरप्रेन्योर्स होते हैं वो लीगैलिटी को लेकर ही चलते हैं. सो दे हैव एन एज ओवर दी नॉर्मल एंटरप्रेन्योर, क्योंकि नॉर्मल एंटरप्रेन्योर्स की लीगल आई नहीं होती है. So they are just guided by some steps and rules. But yes, there are some regulatory blind spots which they sometimes miss, because of which they also become a failure. So matlab, be it a legal entrepreneur, be it a normal entrepreneur, they fall if they do not come into the ambit of regulatory blind spots. Like they rush to innovate before ignoring the मतलब लाइसेंस के बिना ही उन्होंने कर दिया, टैक्स लॉज को इग्नोर कर दिया, लेबर लॉज को वो कर दिया, और मे बी आपने अपना जो प्रोडक्ट है उसको आईपी प्रोटेक्शन देने से पहले ही लॉन्च कर दिया. ठीक है, तो उसका मतलब इम्प्रॉपर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लाइबिलिटी है, डेटा प्रिवेसी पे काम नहीं किया, इन्वेस्टर का इशू हो गया. सो दीज आर द ब्लाइंड स्पॉट्स. सो what I feel is that the failures and the startups will be less in problem if they contemplate these 4 things for their survival and speed. Like they have to secure early IP, they have to use the compliance by design, then you have to have a investor interest, that is you have to unlock all the funding कि आपके investor कौन होंगे आपको बहुत clearly पता होना चाहिए. Then you have to innovate very very responsibly without violating any of the laws. So if you take care of these 5, because I don't have presently the data कि आपके legal preneurs ज़्यादा fail हो रहे हैं या entrepreneurship fail हो रहे हैं या startups, क्योंकि ज़्यादातर startups का आता है कि startup में ही legal का भी part होता है इसी में ही. But yes, अगर ये 5-6 चीजें हम लोग incorporate करके चलें तो I think the failures would be less.
Ma'am, there is one more question. Can we rely on AI system if we think about safety?
See, you have to validate it again on the sandboxes and other parameters also. You can't solely rely on AI. It can be an enabler. Maybe it helps you in building, but you have to verify it from the human angle also. And there are so many things which are given by the government of India which can help, like sandboxes हैं आपके, और भी ऐसे बहुत सारी schemes हैं जहाँ पे आपको testing के लिए कम cost पे आप उसको वो कर सकते हैं. You can't 100% rely on AI. I told you that AI is just an enabler. It cannot be a master. अब देखिए, मैं आपको एक बात लास्ट बताना चाह रही हूँ बिफोर वी क्लोज दिस सेशन. ये जो भी हम AI टूल्स को यूज करते हैं, इनको बनाता कौन है? ह्यूमन बनाता है. तो ह्यूमन बाइसेस होते हैं इसके अंदर, जिसकी वजह से जो रिजल्ट्स हैं वो 100% एक्यूरेट नहीं होते. सपोज आई एम बिल्डिंग इट एंड आई एम हैविंग बैड एक्सपीरियंसेस फॉर समथिंग, तो मैं अपनी जो भी इंटेलिजेंस है, अपनी जो बाइसनेस है, उस प्रोडक्ट में भी लेके आऊंगी. वो इग्नोर हो ही नहीं सकती है. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस बाइसनेस, as far as the formation and the making of that product is concerned, you will not get 100% results which are accurate. और इसमें accuracy आने के लिए आपको human intervention करना जरूरी है.
Okay, ma'am, one last question. In a healthcare and university setting where faculty members balance patient workload, that is clinical duties, teaching responsibilities are there any legal guidelines on the use of AI for organizing and managing?
नहीं, देखिए, ये तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पे है कि वो कितना एआई का यूज अलाउ कर रहे हैं. जैसे एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट्स में तो आजकल स्ट्रेट आ गया है कि आप एआई टूल्स को यूज नहीं कर सकते, और अगर आप एआई टूल्स को यूज करोगे तो आप एथिकल केस और मॉरल केस में फंस जाओगे. मेरे बेटे का एक फ्रेंड फंस गया है, उसका आई थिंक 35% उसका एआई डिटेक्ट हुआ था, बिकॉज जो कॉलेजेस में और जो टेस्टिंग अथॉरिटीज में और रेगुलेटरी अथॉरिटीज में एआई टूल्स को मतलब डिटेक्टर्स होते हैं, दे आर वेरी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग. सो इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन कि मेडिकल में कितना अलाउ कर रहे हैं. आई मीन आई कैन नॉट आउटराइटली एक्सप्लेन कि क्या है. वन, आई एम नॉट फ्रॉम द मेडिकल बैकग्राउंड. टू, दिस डेटा इज नॉट फिजिकली अवेलेबल. पब्लिक डोमेन में डेटा नहीं है. बट व्हाट जेनेरिक वी कैन से इज दैट कि डेटा को आप यूज कर सकते हैं, एआई को यूज कर सकते हैं, बट आप उस पर 100% रिलाई नहीं कर सकते. और कितना यूज कर सकते हैं ये आपकी गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसीज, मतलब उस इंस्टीट्यूशन की पॉलिसीज पे डिपेंड करता है. वी हैव आईटी पॉलिसीज इन विच दे specifically and categorically mention that this you can do, this you cannot do. So there are no, I mean, generic guidelines as such. But yes, global guidelines आ गई हैं कि जो आप रिसर्च पेपर वगैरह लिखते हो उसके अंदर आपका एआई 20% से कम होना चाहिए. अगर 20% से ज्यादा है तो टर्निटिन आपकी एआई रिपोर्ट भी जनरेट कर देगा, जिसके अंदर आपके लिए रेड फ्लैग्स होंगे. So,
Sure, ma'am. I think anybody else wants to ask any question? Ma'am, thank you so much for such valuable examples and insights about legal entrepreneurship and AI tools in workforce. Hope we would be implementing the things that you have told us, and we will be also propagating the same among our students. Thank you for a valuable time, ma'am.
thank you very much.
Thank you so
Very
much. We
much.
hope to
And
have you physically at the college campus once again after so long.
yes, I would love to come. It's been years that I came.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
came in 2017, I think.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Okay.
We will surely be we will be seeing you physically at the college
Yeah,
campus.
sure. Thank you, all the participants. Thank you, the organizers, for giving me an opportunity. Wish to meet you, all of you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And good.
And thank you to all the participants, students, and faculty members and educationalists from corporate. And that is all for the day. Wishing you all a very good night and hope to see you tomorrow at the same time for day 3 sessions. Thank you so much.